Beaver guides one of the top programs in Class C1, the Pierce Bluejays, but they've been absent from the title game for 6 years. This year, behind a big O-line and Eric Colmoose, the Jays are back. Tim Turman and his Cavaliers are no strangers to Lincoln. Tyler Bennell has led them back as Bishop Neumann looks for its third title this decade. It's Pierce and Bishop Neumann in the Class C1 title game. In Class C1, both used to winning state titles, both used to producing great talent. Let's begin with the Cavaliers. They think they have another great team this year.
You bet, Larry. Bishop Neumann, led by Tim Turman, his 27th year as head coach at Bishop Neumann. Very disciplined. He likes to run the option. That translates well as far as discipline goes. And it's led by Dylan McGill, their sophomore quarterback. Started a little bit last year as a freshman, really stepped in as a full-time starter this year. 1,700 yards a game he is putting up. Behind a very senior laden, experienced offensive line, paving the way for 358 yards of offense this year. But the strength of this team really rests with their defense. A defense that's allowing 9 points a game, led by senior defensive end Kurt Waddle, 130 tackles, 16 sacks on the year. Bishop Neumann looking for their fourth state championship.
Wow. Well, if there's a favorite in this game, it might be the Pierce Bluejays. And talking about defense, Pierce does it all with defense.
Absolutely. Led by Aaron Eddy, 135 tackles. They're do everything. He'll be all over the field today. And then conversely, on the offensive side of the ball, they're led by their MVP, Eric Colmoose, who is coming off a 1,250-yard season. A lot of big playability for Pierce. They can score in a variety of ways, and that includes special teams. And we'll get a chance to see their superstar in Paulson, who has 5 returns this year for touchdowns.
Both teams very similar in that they have a lot of playmakers, unsimilar in the route they took to get here. John Bishop is sidelined with that.
Well, guys, there are no common opponents between these two teams, but Pierce has run kind of a murderer's row, if you will, to get here. In facing Adams Central, St. Cecilia, and Norfolk Catholic, Pierce has already taken out 3 of the top 5 teams in its class, so they know they're battle-tested on their route to a state championship final. It's a picture-perfect November day for football. Should be a great day to crown a champion.
All right, thank you, John. We've got a great one and a terrific day for it as well. Both teams come in 12-0, ranked number 2 and number 3 in the state. Let's get things started with the introductions from our public address announcer, Doc Weiniger.
If you go back 4 years ago to the state championship of 2003,
on behalf of the Nebraska School Activities Association, its member schools, and U.S. Bank, welcome to Memorial Stadium for the Class C1 State Championship game. Today's game features the Pierce High School Bluejays versus the Cavaliers of Bishop Neumann High School. And now let's meet the players and coaches competing in today's game. First, the starters for the visiting team, the Pierce Bluejays. Number 5, Eric Colmoose. Number 7, Brock Stanachek. Number 8, Jacob Navarcall. Number 10, Mac Bauman. Number 12, Kyle Stucklick. Number 18, Brody Unger. Number 19, Chase Ronsby. Number 22, Tony Lauder. Number 28, Aaron Eddy. Number 32, Kevin Paulson. Number 45, Michael Blanc. Number 47, Colton Stepp. Number 53, Ryan Gaunt. Number 56, Cody Matson. Number 59, Brandon Kilcoy. Number 61, Sean Dvorak. Number 69, Carlos Olchenbruns. Number 70, Lee Crow. Number 72, Evan Hanlon. Number 75, Josh Weber. Number 76, Josh Chavez. Number 88, Corey Wosslager. Head coach for Pierce is Mark Bramer. And now please welcome the rest of the Pierce High School Blue Jays to the field.
So Mark Bramer brings his Blue Jays in here, one of the top teams in the state, and he says his best defense ever. And if you look at the numbers, it certainly bears it out, allowing less than 10 points per game. More than 10 players on that defense with 50-plus tackles. It's an outstanding defensive squad, but they do it every bit as much with that offense. It's set up, though, by a terrific defense.
And one thing they've done is give their offense a short field a lot during the season, Larry, and that really does a big plus for the offense, gets them in a good position to make plays and make scores. So, again, great job by that D.
Well, the opponent of the Pierce Blue Jays is Bishop Neumann out of Wahoo. Let's go back to Doc Weiniger for their introductions.
And now the starters for the home team, the Bishop Neumann Cavaliers. Number 5, Tobin Spangler. Number 7, Kyle Bartag. Number 10, Alex Kufal. Number 11, Ben Fisher. Number 18, Dylan McGill. Number 22, Jacob Smith. Number 27, Eddie Molly. Number 30, Ryan Lukenhaus. Number 33, Tyler Bennell. Number 39, Hayden DeLay. Number 45, Keith Waddle. Number 47, Chris Pyre. Number 53, Kyle Wenninghoff. Number 55, John Wonka. Number 56, Nathan Woida. Number 57, Bobby Sullivan. Number 58, Kurt Waddle. Number 72, Nick Bartag. Number 75, Brandon Chubbuck. Number 77, Justin Swartz. Number 79, Alex Brandt. Number 84, Ethan Wagner. Head coach for the Cavaliers is Tim Turman. And now, please welcome the rest of the Bishop Neumann Cavaliers to the field.
So Tim Turman's Cavaliers entering the field. They are 12-0 on the year in his 27th year as the head coach, looking for the school's 4th state championship. It would be their 3rd in the decade, having won it back in 2002 and 2003. Let's take a look at where these two teams are from. You see Wahoo not far from Lincoln. In fact, Bishop Neumann is from Wahoo, which isn't too far from Lincoln. Pierce makes that trip down 77. Pierce in northeast Nebraska. A couple of great programs. Pierce comes out of that NENAC conference, one of the toughest in Class C1 in the state. Well, how'd they get here? John Bishop told you it's a tough road for Pierce at the bottom of the bracket. They knocked off Adams Central and Norfolk Catholic. They beat the 1, 5, and 7 teams to get into the title game. A bit easier road for Bishop Neumann as they beat Syracuse in the first game. Bennington in a tough contest in that semifinal game, 14-10. A late touchdown led Bishop Neumann into this state title game. And now we go down to the field for the national anthem. And a terrific rendition by the Hershey High School Singers. And we are ready to go here in Lincoln Memorial Stadium, the Class C1 state championship battle. Bishop Neumann and Pierce coming up.
Some people tell me it's just a game, but it's more than that, at least to me. It's years of playing catch with my dad and friends in the backyard. It's a drawer full of jerseys, and a lifetime of loving the game.
The Nebraska Public Power District congratulates every player and coach who plays the game safely, with spirit, integrity, and pride. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us. Together with your local public power utility.
Programming on NET television is provided in part by Education Quest Foundation. For over 20 years, Education Quest has provided free college planning resources to help students search colleges, search for scholarships, complete financial aid applications, and learn more about student loans. Education Quest is located in Kearney, Lincoln, and Omaha. Appointments available at 800-666-3721.
Programming on NET television is made possible in part by U.S. Bank. Across Nebraska, the nation, and everywhere in between, U.S. Bank provides financial, trust, and investment services to individuals, large corporations, and small businesses. Wherever you go, whether it's in person, on the phone, or on the World Wide Web, you'll find U.S. Bank. You'll find more than 50,000 U.S. bankers, home of the 5-star service guarantee.
Hi, Kevin Kugler along with Adrian Fiala, inviting you to join us for Big Red Wrap-Up.
Kevin will recap the Huskers game with Colorado, and Sean Callahan will join us with all of the latest recruiting news.
Join us Tuesday, November 27th for Big Red Wrap-Up here on NET, Nebraska's home for sports.
The 2007 NSAA football championships are being carried live over the internet, so if you have friends or family who don't have access to NET, have them log on to netnebraska.org. They can click on the live webcast tab and enjoy the football championships right on their home computer. NET is Nebraska's home for sports. What a great morning for football here at Memorial Stadium. 51 degrees, 39% humidity, partly cloudy, just a little bit of an overcast. With sun peeking through now and then and calm winds here at the stadium. The officials for this morning's game: Ron Smith out of McCook is your referee. The umpire Darren Esch. Brad Edgerton of Cambridge is the linesman. Line judge Paul Wood. Brian Esch, the back judge. And our timeout official is Rick Stromer. So all ready to get things underway here in the Class C1 State Championship. The fourth championship of the weekend, make it fifth championship of the weekend. 4 already in the books. The Pierce Bluejays will kick off. They won the toss, elected to defer. Bishop Neumann took the ball. So back deep for Neumann, Jake Smith and Ryan Lutkenhaus. And the kick by Brock Stanacek is short. And hit hard right on the spot is number 47 for the Pierce Bluejays. A big tackle early in this game by Colton Stepp. So here's a look at the Wahoo Neumann offense. Dylan McGill is the quarterback. Keith Waddle, the fullback. Tyler Binnell, a tailback. Jacob Smith, wingback. Alec Kofall, the tight end. And Ben Fisher is the split end. Offensive line looks like this. Kofall, Chupik, Brandt, Winninghoff, Waddle, and Sullivan. So first possession of the game. Under center is Dylan McGill. McGill on the option. Pitches out. And stopped out there in the corner. Let's take a look now at that Pierce Blue Jay defense. Wolfslager's the defensive end along with Weber, Olchenbruns, and Evan Hanlon. Backs and linebackers, Paulson, Stanacek, Kolmus, Stucklick, Eddy, Dvorak, and Stepp. We got all three of those without one single mispronunciation. That's an accomplishment in and of itself.
Well done, Larry.
Second down, 8 to go. The give up the middle. That's Tyler Binnell, leading rusher. Binnell with a short gain. It'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Seeing Pierce with that 4-man front, 4 backers behind there, and then 3 in the backside, 3 in the secondary. And they're going to stack them up pretty tight, I think, Naaman, just to handle that option offense we talked about at the top.
Keith Waddle in the backfield along with McGill, the sophomore quarterback. McGill in the shotgun. He'll drop back and look. Goes crossing over the middle. Nice completion out to the 35-yard line. And Wahoo Neumann with a first down. He finds Ben Fisher out there for the first.
So they took that linebacker out on the left side, Tyler Binnell on the little flare. You won't see it here on the screen, but Binnell's flaring out there. That took the linebacker out of that route right there and able to complete that pass.
One thing to really watch early on is Pierce with that 44 defense. Those combination routes, that hook and out pattern is going to really stress that corner.
On the option, the pitch out to Binnell. Biddle chased down and hit hard out there on the corner. Big stick by Kolmus. Eric Kolmus coming up from that free safety spot to lay the lick.
Well, this is great support. Number 5 right there. Watch him all the way. He's going to come up and support this play. Get to the outside, and not only that, straight up tackle, combination tackle. Looked like number 61, Sean Dvorak, in on that play also, high and low.
Bishop Neumann doing a really good job with those line splits. They're going to try to put some stress on that front 4 from Pierce. Real good splits up front.
Waddle and Binnell in the backfield. Keep it in the belly of Waddle, and he goes nowhere. The entire defensive front for Pierce. Hanlon, Olchenbruns, Weber, Washleiger, all in there on the tackle. No gain. It'll bring up 3rd and long.
Well, David, watch this here. You know what's happening here? That fullback wants that football.
Yeah.
He's holding on to the way he wants it. He wants to run, man.
Not real good with the mesh point right there. And we talked last night with Miller North. The way they offset that is that high handoff. Almost impossible for the fullback to take it from you if the quarterback doesn't want to give it to you.
So Fisher split at the top of your screen. Back to pass is McGill. He looks downfield under pressure, rolls and flips it over the middle. Waddle can't handle it, incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th down.
That's good, though. He didn't, he got rid of the football. He's had a lot of pressure coming at him. Looked like number 89, Fedor Schupp, or was that Wagner? Or Walslager, I beg your pardon. Right there, it's Walslager, I beg your pardon.
Interesting key to the game right here with both Paulson and Kolmos back deep. Pierce, big playability with their defensive special teams.
Paulson is dangerous back there. Lutkenhouse takes the snap and gets rid of it. They will angle the kick away from Paulson, and it will roll dead inside the 40-yard line and be down at about the 37. So Pierce will have its first opportunity to do business here in a scoreless first quarter in the Class C1 championship. Let's take a look at the Pierce offense. Your quarterback, Tony Louders. Holton Stepp, the fullback. Kolmus is the running back. Paulson, Wolfslager, and Stanacek also in the backfield. Crone, Hanlon, Gaunt, Dvorak, and Weber up front for this Blue Jay offense. And they'll see what they can do with their first try at the ball. The give on the count of the opposite give, and a nice gain by Paulson. Kevin Paulson with the speed, and he has enough to get inside Neumann territory and a 1st down. Let's take a look now at that Bishop Neumann defense. Sullivan, Chupik, Brandt, and Waddle up front on the defensive line. Backs and linebackers, Fisher, Smith, Lutkenhouse, Bartek, Binnell, Waddle, and Kufal are the backs and linebackers for Bishop Neumann. We're through with lineups, right? 9 minutes to go here, first quarter. The quick give to the fullback, Colton Stepp, and Stepp runs into a pile of red Cavaliers.
Trying to remember the last time I saw a full house backfield straight T like that. It's been a long time. They came out of that formation, full house backfield, and then split it up, went to the wings. Unusual formation, but caught my eye right quick. The old T.
Pierce back in the eye now. Top of the eye is Kolmus. Kolmus has yet to see the ball. The leading rusher, he does here. Toss sweep on the left side, support, but he puts a shoulder down, he fumbles the ball. Picked up by Bishop Neumann. And the Cavaliers have the first turnover of the game. Lutkenhouse was there to jump on it off the fumble.
Very uncharacteristic of Kolmos, who had some operating room out there. As a runner, you're anticipating that wide receiver out there getting that stock block. I think he was surprised by the defender here as we take a look at the replay, who came free here, stripping at the ball a little bit.
I think he just lost a little bit of concentration on the play as the way it looked. It wasn't the result of a hit. He's trying to get extra yardage, lost a little bit of concentration. Bishop Neumann comes up with it.
One hop right in the hands of Lutkenhouse, and now back to pass is McGill. McGill right off the turnover will try to go deep. Nice coverage though out there by the Pierce Blue Jays.
Like that there sudden change with respect to possession and come back and try to put one deep. And I like the play. I like that option pass. I've always liked the option pass here. The ball just overthrown.
So that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Cavaliers. Dylan McGill, number 18, the sophomore quarterback for Neumann. They break the eye. Going in motion is Binnell. Take the give. McGill will keep around the right side, and he's drugged down from behind. Olsen runs there for Pierce. And earlier today, we talked with the head coach of the Cavaliers about his quarterback, Dylan McGill.
Dylan McGill's a sophomore in our program, and he's, as he came in as a freshman, our starting quarterback as a freshman was injured midway through the season for one game, and he stepped in and had a really nice game. And all through his freshman season, and then now actually through this season, he's really proven that he's a capable quarterback, throws the ball real well, handles the offense real well, and he's done a real good job to this point.
Almost picked off there though. Colton steps right in front of the pass, knocks it down, and that'll bring up another 4th down for Bishop Neumann.
combination route. He had the slant with the out behind it. Real good job of anticipation by Pierce to jump that route. It'll be interesting to see it with that 44 defense, how Pierce works those combination routes outside the hashes.
Colton Stepp on the almost interception, and there's a kick downfield. They're going to go out of bounds. The Colton Stepp on that just about had that pass interception.
Well, let's take a look at last year's Class C1 state championship game in this flashback. C1 state title game. It's the Auburn Bulldogs taking on the Valentine Badgers. Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. The pitch, quick pitch out. And that's on the corner. McLaughlin breaks the tackle. Give to Lundy. Try the reverse again. This time.
Reverse pass. Nice call.
Up top, and it's going to be picked off. Picked off by Valentine to the backfield.
Ryan Gass on the interception.
Fake to Ormisher. Coleman looks up top, looks in the end zone, and wide open. And the toss in the middle from Coleman, and Coleman finds a wide open for the touchdown. All even at 14, and we are headed to overtime. Dredge's kick is up, and it is no good. The extra point by Tanner is down. It's up, and it is good. Auburn wins a state championship. What a C1 title game that was last year, going into double overtime. We have two great teams again this year, Pierce and Bishop Neumann.
Playoff format like this, the cream usually rises to the top, and we see two quality opponents here in the finals.
So Pierce begins, and Colmoose steps up under center. So Colmoose now the quarterback, and he'll fake the toss and keep it himself and gain about 4 just outside the 30-yard line. Colmoose played a little bit of quarterback earlier in the season before Louder stepped in under center, and it gave Colmoose an opportunity to go back to that tailback spot where he rushed for over 1,200 yards. But we're seeing Colmoose get an opportunity under center here early in this game. Colmoose on the year, passing for 540 yards, and he'll go up top. Throws it out in the flat and caught. Paulson there. Paulson with a nifty move. And out near the 40, first down and a gain of about 5. He has a two-headed quarterback monster, and we talked with Coach Bramers about that before the game.
Tony's he's really come on. You know, he didn't play quarterback at all in junior high because in the same class as Eric Colmoose, and Eric played quarterback during junior high time. And then as a freshman, Eric was called up to the varsity and played a lot of varsity football. And so obviously you're limited on quarters, and so Tony had to step in and be the freshman quarterback on the freshman team, then continued to play it last year as our JV quarterback. Then coming into this year, my plan was to go with Eric the entire time at quarterback because he's a talented athlete. But in preseason, Tony did a great job. As we entered the season, we were kind of planning on using guys almost maybe 50-50 or maybe 60% Eric and 40% Tony. But Tony really gave us a spark and played real well.
And so back under center is Colmoose. He'll give it right up the middle to Stepp, and Stepp bowls his way out near midfield over the 45 to about the 46-yard line. So a nice problem to have if you're Coach Mark Bramer. A couple of quarterbacks who can get the job done, rotate back and forth, see who's most effective, and right now Colmoose is giving it a shot under center.
And they do it, Larry, behind a very experienced offensive line as you see them break here. Finish that thought after this play.
In the I formation, Stepp the up back. Aaron Eddy is in the I back. Eddy gets the pitch out around the right side. Eddy has room, breaks a tackle inside the 40, and into Cavalier territory goes Aaron Eddy.
Terrific downfield blocking. Jacob Navrakol set up a good block, and Colton Stepp also a good block downfield, and that's what you have to make it all work. There you see the blocks we're talking about. And then
this play is early any indication how the game might go. Pierce having real good success on the edges, whether it's the toss or that traditional counter tray. They're finding a way to control those defensive ends for Bishop Neumann.
Same backfield here for Pierce. Stepp goes in motion. They fake the toss this time. Colmoose keeps it, and nothing there for Colmoose. Nice support by Bishop Neumann.
Tobin Spangler coming up from the corner spot there, number 5. And Larry, you called it. Great support by Spangler. Number 5 come here, going to get that head in the right place and make the hit. Good job.
Excellent
good
job by Kufel getting off his block, shedding a block, continuing down the line with his pursuit.
There's a lot of experience. 2 3-year starters up front there in that offensive line.
2nd down and 10. Cole Moose fakes the give to Step, keeps it himself around the right side, breaks a tackle, breaks another one, and busts down inside the 30-yard line near the 27, and it looks like that's enough for a first down. Nice carry by Cole Moose.
Alex Kufel, the defensive end, had a shot right there, and you know, when your defensive end has a clean shot like that, you got to make it work, and he was not able to do it on that play, and Cole Moose able to get downfield on the play. That offensive line, Weber at the left tackle, 2-year starter. Hanlon at the right guard, a 3-year starter. Center, a 3-year starter. Ryan Gaunt.
Cole Moose will go to the air, flips it out to Paulson. Paulson with a quick move. Recovered quickly by the Cavaliers, and this is kind of what concerned head coach Tim Turman. We talked to him before the game. It's that big Pierce O-line.
Just their overall athleticism. Even, you know, they've got the Cole Moose kid in the backfield. He just looks really good on film, and you know, I think he's very capable of doing of going the distance anytime he touches the ball. And the other backs are awful good too. But what I'm really impressed with is their linemen, the way they move, their feet. They stay on their blocks real well on the offensive line, and they get off their blocks real well on the defensive side. So it'll be a chore for us to keep their linemen in touch.
And that will be a task today for the Cavaliers, and you're seeing early that Pierce very methodical about moving the ball.
You know, and Mark Bramer, the head coach for Pierce, he's very emphatic about how his football team operates, and it's that offensive line. It's much like Tim Turman. He looks at that O-line all the time. But Bramer said he tells his O-line every day, you guys are the best. It starts with you and it ends with you. And it's so true, so true.
So Cole Moose still in there at quarterback. Eddie at the top of the eye. Step the fullback. Step with a nice block out there for Eddie, who uses the block and gets down inside the 15-yard line. Nice pickup by Step there on the block.
Well, I tell you, that's a crushing lead block. We call that a pancake. And you take a look at the replay. Look at the lead block here by the fullback. That is a decleater. And Adrian, we just mentioned a couple of plays ago, Bishop Neumann having a little bit of trouble containing out there on the edges.
Well, Colton Stepp is a guy who leveled the block on number 7 Kyle Bartek, and when you do that, any running back can pick up 5 yards on that kind of play.
So a first down now, and they give it up the middle, but it hit hard there right at the line. That's Bennell in there from his linebacker spot. Bennell shuts it down.
Bennell on the play here, 129 tackles on the year, and that's why stepped up right from the backer spot and put it in.
Great job. That's a great read. He sees pulling guard cross his face. He's replacing and beat the pull. Excellent job by Bennell in terms of recognition with what Pierce wanted to do up front.
So that'll bring up second down long for Pierce. We'll make it 12. The fake give on the reverse. Looks up top. He'll throw across the middle. Got a man down inside the 5-yard line. The grab by Wolfslager. And Wolfslager looks to have enough for the first down. It is another Pierce first down.
First time we've seen that cluster formation on the right side by the Pierce Blue Jays. And you'll see Cole Moose here just waiting for his big tight end to come up free, Wolfslager. With that cluster formation, you get guys going a lot of different ways. It's tough to account for everybody, especially when you have motion going back the other way. So well done. Well executed play.
Bishop Neumann in that 3 deep. You've got a corner and your safety. They're both playing thirds, and what all Pierce did was just flood the zone. 3 receivers, 2 defenders. Kumos had his choice of receivers. He had the shallow crosser. He had the deep cross in the back of the end zone. Well executed.
Momentary equipment stoppage there. It looked like Brandon Chuppick trying to get that chin strap back on. He has it on, and we're ready to go again. Inside 2 minutes here in the first quarter. Pierce driving deep in Cavalier territory. First and goal from the 3-yard line. The give to Eddie. Eddie follows his blockers inside the 1, down near the goal line, but doesn't get in.
If I'm these guys in the booth, I'm going to take a look at those splits, Adrian. Pierce kind of tipping their hand a little bit with the real short splits to play side, the wide splits away. If they're reading that interior line, you know that that left guard was going to be pulling as close as he was to that center. Maybe only a 1-foot split right there.
Well, Hamlin over there and Crone over there on the right side. We talked to Coach Bramer about his offensive line, and he said, yeah, we'll go about anywhere. Everybody's pretty adept in that offensive line, but he could see the goal line, but he just couldn't get there. And there's a big dive by the fullback.
Quick give to Step, and he is in for the touchdown. Pierce on the board first.
I tell you, that's tremendous flexibility here as we take a look at the lead. Just a lead dive, nice down block by the left guard. And Adrian, they did a real good job of showing their versatility offensively. They spread them out a little bit, little veer, little ISO, little power.
Well, they've got those people up front that we talked about, Weber and Dvorak and Gaughan on that left side that cleared the way right there. Made it fairly easy for a touchdown to be had.
Brady Unger in for the extra point. That is up and good. Unger now 56 extra points on the year, and he gives the Blue Jays the early lead here in the first quarter. Pierce on top of Neumann 7-0. Well, NET Sports presents the story of Nebraska volleyball in Dream Like a Champion, premiering Tuesday, December 4th at 8 p.m. on NET1 and NET HD. You can see how Terry Pettit's visionary leadership and John Cook's competitive spirit helped to raise Nebraska volleyball to new heights. Follow the Husker team on their run for a national championship, ending with a dream win last December at the NCAA championships in Omaha. Watch Dream Like a Champion. Mark your calendar. Tuesday, December 4th at 8 p.m. on NET1 and NET HD. You don't want to miss this special tribute to the success of Nebraska volleyball. It's Dream Like a Champion, a special documentary presentation produced by NET Sports, Nebraska's home for sports.
About a 7-minute drive there, fellas. It was nothing but ball control all the way.
I really like, again, Pierce's versatility. Little 2x2 sets. They got in shotgun, and then they could go in the full house backfield, showing their full offensive repertoire there on that series.
So in there to kick, Brady Unger. With Pierce on top, 7-0. Back deep, Jake Smith. And it is kicked deep. Smith will take it at the goal line. He'll bring it out. Makes a move at the 10-yard line, out past the 20, just past the 20, and a nice return by Jake Smith. Well, if you'd like a DVD of this game or any of the high school football championship games or volleyball games, you can give us a call at 800-868-1868, or you can just log on to our website, netnebraska.org, click on Shop NET, follow the prompts, and order a DVD of the football state championship games from NET. Memories that will last you a lifetime. Back to throw is McGill. McGill finds his man out past the 25-yard line to about the 28. Nice grab out there by Alex Kufal.
Bishop Neumann really hasn't done a whole lot in the way of passing this year. You see some of that limited passing right here. They just averaged 92 yards a game passing on the season. Their bread and butter obviously is running the football, so a little bit of an unusual tack right there, but they're trying to loosen up that Pierce Blue Jay defense.
On the option, tossed out. Binnell, and Binnell looks like he'll have enough for the first down out past the 30-yard line.
Talk about getting off blocks. Great job out there by Navarcall to get off the block, get into play, David.
Yeah, Pierce a little bit misaligned. It would be interesting to see if Neumann saw that up in the booth in that slot formation. Nobody walked out on that slot receiver.
Well, that'll end it here in the first quarter. Pierce on top, 7-0 in the Class C1 state championship game. We'll be back for the second at Memorial Stadium.
Rising from acres of Midwestern farm fields, a revolution is coming. A new era of energy independence from foreign oil. It's called soy biodiesel. Made with soybean oil, this fuel is a sustainable, renewable resource. America, it's time for an oil change. Soy biodiesel, grown in the Midwest.
The headaches were changing my daily routine.
Migraines caused Karen to see a neurologist who recommended a prescription.
I didn't want the drugs, and that's when she said to start walking. And so I started walking, and I haven't had a headache since. I'm a lot healthier than I was, and I can accomplish a lot more because I feel better. I just let Blue Cross Blue Shield know that I was living proof that walking does work.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
The blues are good for you.
NET Sports coverage of the 2007 NSAA Football Championships are brought to you in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us, together with your local public power utility. By the Nebraska Soybean Board, encouraging the use of renewable biodiesel fuels for a healthier environment. For more information, nebraskasoybeans.org. By Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska, the Blues are good for you. By the Education Quest Foundation, improving access to college through scholarships, grants, and college planning services. And by U.S. Bank. Wherever you go, you'll find us. So, beginning the second quarter of the Class C1 State Championship game, Pierce methodically marching down the field in the first quarter to take a 7-0 lead, and now Bishop Neumann trying to return the favor early here in the second quarter. One first down on the drive already for Bishop Neumann, and McGill now back under center. Two wides at the top of the screen, and he'll go that way. Nice toss out there and a completion. Good completion by McGill. Like Jake Smith out there.
I tell you, if Coach Terman wants to and get outside his comfort zone a little bit, those flats are there for the taking. And that 44 defense, that's the soft part of that defense.
And that young man right there, Jake Smith, on the catch. Coming into the ball game, he was averaging 40 yards a catch.
It's a big play potential.
Wow.
Everything's predicated off that option game,
Yeah.
and those DBs kind of lull themselves to sleep, coming up as run supporters.
9 receptions, 365 yards, and 5 touchdowns. It's
efficient.
Those numbers are phenomenal. Wow. Jake Smith.
There's a look at Dylan McGill, the sophomore, going for over 600 yards on the season, rushed for more than 1,000. He'll keep it on the sneak here and pounds his way straight forward for a gain of about 4.
Adrian, is that just me, or is Pierce getting lined up incorrectly when
that looked wrong right there?
Bishop Neumann goes to that slot formation. That's the second time in a row where they've got an uncovered receiver out there.
That two receivers wide and just one corner out there. The inside safety there was way inside. They had two receivers wide open, or one receiver come wide open if he decided to check off and come to it.
So that brings up second down 7. Well, roll to his right, go across the middle, open a nice grab out there. Kofal inside the 30-yard line, and Kofal down to about the 25.
Love those tight ends when they can come up free like that, and Kofal just a little square out right off the line of scrimmage, about 2 steps off the line of scrimmage, and then head out. And there he goes, right there, number 10.
Being real familiar with how that 44 is played, I think I know what Coach Newman's after. He's going to get a guy in that flat area and stress that safety with a vertical route. Pierce is really going to be in a bind covering those combo routes if they don't adjust.
And every time they run, they flare a back out of the backfield to clear a defender out of that flat area.
They give inside. That's Bennell. Bennell piled up by the front of that Pierce defensive line. Gain of about 1 on the play, maybe 2. Bring up second down 8.
Nice cat and mouse game going on here with both coaches, showing you just why they're highly regarded in their professions. Now both guys punching and counter-punching, making adjustments.
Bennell, that last ball carrier, Larry, we talked with Coach Sherman. He said, he's really gotten better every game that he's played. He just decided to be a hard runner. Before he's maybe dancing around a little too much, but now just being a hard runner, and he's just gotten better and better every ball game.
Smith and Fisher to the top of the screen. Bennell is the I-back. Back to passes McGill. He'll look back Bennell's way. Bennell pulls it into the screen. Nice move at about the 28 and scampers down inside the 20-yard line.
We talk about vision on the field, and we just saw a good example of that right there with Benno. He caught that screen pass to the left and then had that vision. He saw the big tackler Evan Hanlon coming over, number 72. He saw him out of the corner of his eye, able to skirt him there, as Larry called it, and get upfield. Came up just short of the first down, but good field vision by Benno.
Took a little bit too long to develop. They had a convoy out there early, and by the time it developed, defenders in a chance to make a play.
Big third down here for Bishop Neumann. 3rd down and 3. And we'll have a timeout, Bishop Neumann. So Tim Turman saw something he didn't like, hopped out of the field and called a timeout. I'll get all the inside information on the Huskers after the Colorado game on Big Red Wrap-Up. That's Tuesday, November 27th, live at 7 p.m. It's a complete review of the game with highlights, analysis, discussion, and also the latest recruiting news with Huskers Illustrated's Sean Callahan. Join Adrian Fiala and Kevin Kugler for the next Big Red Wrap-Up Tuesday, November 27th, right here on NET, Nebraska's home for sports. Huskers bucking for a bowl bid in Boulder.
Hopefully be talking about a big win, reviewing some highlights, showing some of the great plays. Let's hope it all happens coming up next Friday.
I tell you, as Pierce gets a chance to regroup here a little bit with Bishop Neumann on a key 3rd down, that 44 defense that Pierce likes to play, we'll see which team has to get out of their comfort zone first. It seems like right now Bishop Neumann kind of going a little bit to the aerial attack, a little bit out of their tendency in order to try to attack this 44 defense.
So back to the 3rd down. 3rd down, about 3 for Neumann. McGill gives it in the middle. And out near a 1st down is Waddle. And Waddle will have the 1st down inside the 15.
Keith Waddle, fullback on the play. Steps over that right side. Alex Brand over there. Center is Wenninghoff. They like to go right. Pretty good size on that right side.
So we'll call it at the 15. 1st and 10 from the 15 for the Cavaliers. Pulls it out of the belly of Waddle, keeps it himself, and McGill nowhere to go, and we have a flag on the play.
I tell you, Bishop Neumann running into trouble with that option game because they're allowing interior penetration. It's forcing McGill to bow a little bit, and he gets depth in the backfield. It's been real disruptive to the timing of that option offense.
And you see the call there, holding against the Cavaliers, and that will back them up 10 yards and bring up a 1st down and 20.
Tim Turman with Jake Smith there, getting ready for the next play, listening to what's happening upstairs. The wheels turn.
Well, they mark it off, and they'll mark it back to the 25-yard line. There's Tim Turman, as we said, in his 27th year. Coached a lot of good quarterbacks in his day. He's got a good one up at UNO right now as well. Zach Miller leading that show at UNO, a former Cavalier.
Well, he's outstanding.
Wow, is he 6'4" and moves like he's 5'7". 1st and 20. Take the give over the middle, wide open, and a grab by Fisher. Fisher inside the 5-yard line. Nice quick hitter, and Fisher with a 1st down on 1st and 20.
Just hit that quick seam in that zone back there, and whoever he was talking to upstairs to him had the right show, had the right call.
I tell you what, this is excellent coaching. They know with that 44 that Pierce's only can play 3 deep, so they ran 4 verticals, and you put that safety in a bind. He's got to pick and choose.
1st down and goal. Bishop Neumann. Waddle, Bennell in the backfield. The give is to Bennell. Bennell pounds, and he's hit hard. Boy, what a driving tackle by the other back, and that was Colmoose. And earlier today we talked with Bramer about what concerns him about these Cavaliers.
They have any weaknesses. They're big up front. They're very strong. You can tell that just by watching their kids execute up front. Defensively, they do a great job. You know, I know they got the same defensive coordinator they've had for a number of years, and their kids really fly to the football well, and they're fundamentally sound. You know, anytime you play a team that's coached by Tim Turman, they're going to be a very disciplined group too.
Inside the 1-yard line, at about the half-yard line goes Bennell.
About that closing speed by Pierce. It looked like he had a crease.
Get to the ball. They had two linemen, two defensive linemen stacked up in the middle. See the linebacker stacked right behind those two. He's free now. He's going to come out. He is one of the people that gets in right in the tackle right there. And they come up a yard short.
Navarcall in there on that tackle. A nice play. 3rd down and goal. The sneak right up the middle. Did he get it? They're running into C. He did. Touchdown. Wahoo Neumann Bishop.
It's a heck of an answer. 2 surgeon-like drives with precision by both these ball clubs. Again, a testament to how well coached they are, able to put together these 7, 8, 9, 10 play drives.
Great competition on the field this afternoon. Kyle Wenning off Alex Brandt up front there is where the quarterback McGill decided just to step in behind those guys and actually had it quick, but the call was a little bit late coming, but had that touchdown very quick.
So an extra point away from evening things up at 7. Waddle in for the extra point try. It is up and good, and we're all even at 7 apiece in the C1 title game. What a great drive by Bishop Neumann.
He just got in between. You saw 79, Alex Brandt, just root hogging people out in that offensive line. Wenning off also in there, and also Brandon Chupik involved in the blocking process up front there. Great job by those 3 people to help pave the way for that game-tying touchdown.
Let's go down to the sideline to John Bishop. John.
Well, you know, we talked about after that holding call about what was Neumann going to do to get down inside the 10-yard line, and the first thing that head coach Mark Bramer told Eric Colmoose before that play was watch for the play pass, and sure enough, it came right at him, and that got him inside the 10-yard line, down into scoring position. So while it was a great drive, Pierce was expecting it, but unfortunately, Wahoo Neumann just executed better.
Well, it's time now to test your NSAA football knowledge with today's trivia question. Be the first person to email us with the correct answer to our question, and you'll receive an NET Sports logo cap and an NET Sports athletic gray t-shirt size extra large. The question: the NSAA began holding state football championship games back in 1975. Recently, though, those championship games were moved away from the home sites to Lincoln's Memorial Stadium. So the question: in what year was the first NSAA football championship game contested at Memorial Stadium, and who won that game? Guys, not only do you have to come up with a year, but you have to think what game would have been played first back in the first year that they were held here. Almost gave it away, didn't we? Keith Waddle now back to kick it away. All even at 7. Deep for the Blue Jays. Colmoose and Paulson, but they'll squib it along the ground. Picked up and advanced to about the 28-yard line, but a hard hit there. And Neumann shuts him down. They're not giving any opportunities for those 2 dangerous deep men for the Blue Jays to return the ball.
No doubt, Pierce wants the ball in the hands of Paulson or Coolmos. And Bishop Neumann not giving him the opportunity there as we see Waddle on the nice stick.
Stucklick with the return there out near the 29-yard line. So it'll bring up 1st down and 10 for the Blue Jays from the 29. Back in there now at quarterback. And the give to Paulson. Paulson, a gain of about 1 to the 30.
So the wing bone that time, or a variation of the wing formation with that little flash play, that jet play that we always talk about. Again, timing, speed involved there, and executed well by the offense, but even better by the defense to step up and shut it down for just a short game, 1-yard gain.
As we said, Lowder's back at quarterback. Tony Lowder's after one series of Colmoose. They'll break that backfield. Louders tosses it out, and they're going to say it's a live ball. They are. They're going to say it was a backward pass, and it was a live ball, and Paulson a heads-up play to get back on it. Let's go back to John.
Well, you know, that last drive for Pierce on offense, they just kept hammering away, and you saw in the pregame introductions, the guys carrying out the sledgehammers. Well, it's their theme. It's called Hammer the Rock. When nothing seems to help, and I go look at a stone counter hammering away at a rock, perhaps 100 times without as much showing a crack, He had 100, and the first blow might split it in two, and I know that it was not the blow that did it, but all that had gone before it. Pierce football, hammer the rock.
Thank you, John. That'll bring up 3rd and 18, and they're going to have to do a little more than a hammer it here, but they do, and they hammer it right up the middle and out near the 35. Not enough for the first. It'll be 3 yards shy. Should have known better on 3rd and 18. What else would you do?
After listening to John Bishop wax poetic, that play had to work that way for Pierce. Just coming up short, though. It will create a punt situation, but just popping that ball right up the middle, but about 4 or 5 yards short.
Little influence trap got Beno to bail out of there quickly at that middle linebacker spot. Fullback snuck right inside of him.
Stanacek kicks it away. Taken by Jake Smith. Smith with the move out there at the 35. Goes down the far sideline. He has some room, and he'll finally be pushed out of bounds, but not until he gets into Pierce territory. Nice return by Jake Smith. NET has been delivering exciting sports action into your living rooms for many years. Now you can join the Sports Partners Club to ensure that your favorite sports programs continue. To learn how to become a charter member of the Sports Partners Club, log on to netnebraska.org/sports. You can receive a charter member gift certificate, a duffel bag, and a poster of that famous Matt Davison catch. Help us deliver inspiring sports action by supporting the NET Sports Partners Club. Log on to netnebraska.org/sports and become a member today. So the nice return by Neumann puts him in Blue Jay territory, with the game even at 7 here in the second quarter.
You mentioned Matt Davison. Is he famous for a catch?
No. Nope. He had a couple in high school. He was pretty good at Tecumseh back in the day.
Tecumseh's finest.
That's right. Or so he... McGill is scrambling, gets out of one tackle, back to his left, cuts it upfield, and does well to get back near the line of scrimmage. It'll still be a loss of about 2.
Pierce playing some defense there, had everybody covered in the secondary quite well, and that's why McGill has a problem here. He's going to be all over the yard right here.
Well, I tell you, Adrian, I think Bishop Neumann is well aware of how Pierce wants to attack them defensively. The tight ends will play a huge part as this game progresses for Bishop Neumann, because they'll be running free.
2nd down and 12. Gives it into the belly of Waddle, and Waddle nothing there in the middle. Pierce has been very tough up front here in this first half.
If Pierce, or I beg your pardon, if Bishop Neumann can recognize that defense right there, again, 2 receivers split out to the right here, 1 man there to cover, and I think that creates a really good advantage for your offense when you have that situation. So if McGill can read that, and if they can check off to some other play to come that way, they're going to do very, very well.
Jake Smith out wide, bottom of your screen. Back to passes McGill. He'll look back left with the screen in the middle to Waddle. And Waddle near a first down, out past the 43. It looks like they will spot it right on the 43. He needed to get just past him. We might have a measurement here.
Play set up well as McGill looked right, then he looked left. They were setting up screen over to the far side, and then he had a 2-man screen set up right in the middle, and he's going to come up. Yeah, he's going to come up.
Nice sales job right there.
Yeah. Let's see here.
It's going to be about at least the length of the ball short.
Half a yard. It's on the 37-yard line, and the marker over there is between the 36 and the 37.
Yeah, that's about the width, the length of the football there.
And so Coach Terman will take a timeout here. It doesn't look like they will measure. They kind of eyeballed it, and it is about a ball length short, so it'll bring up 4th down, and Coach Terman wants to talk about it. Well, do you feel like you have more questions than answers about your child's college education? Then let NET Television help. On December 11th, Countdown to College will have the experts to answer your concerns about the next step to higher learning. Find out how you can make college affordable. Watch Countdown to College. That's Tuesday night, December 11th at 7 Central on NET1.
Great program to watch as college expenses and issues become more and more prevalent these days, so make sure you tune that in. A couple of fans tuned in right there.
the key play in the game here is you get the sense that Bishop Neumann is on the verge of seizing momentum on their side. This will go a long way in predicating how the rest of this half plays out.
There's 4 down to go right now. Let's take a look at what Pierce does.
4th down and about a football. Biddle in the backfield along with Waddle. McGill under center. And the give goes to Waddle. He kept it, he did, and got the first down to the 35.
Good read there by McGill, reading that base end. If he closes, then he's going to keep the football. If he plays upfield at all, that fullback's going to be there on the give.
The 2 Waddle brothers have been very instrumental here, as we see Keith Waddle just, again, getting right in behind where they like to go as a rule, and that's between Alex Brandt at the right guard and Brandon Shuppick at the right tackle. 2 good-sized young fellas down there.
So 1st down and 10 from the 35. All even at 7. McGill to throw. Throws it out there and just over the head of Alex Kufal. Well, coming up at halftime, you want to stick around and join us because we'll be chatting about boys and girls cross country. The championships held earlier this month, and we'll run it down and tell you who the champions were. We'll also have all the highlights from the first half as well as the stats as we have a review at halftime of boys and girls cross country and the first half of this Class C1 state championship game. 2nd down and 10. McGill again to the air, this time just a little high for Jake Smith.
Well, Neumann just continues to hammer those short seams out there, and you know, if they could catch the football, Damon, they're going to make some plays here, but they just have not been able to catch the last couple of passes, even though that ball a little bit up. Get up there and grab it.
Exactly. Those inside receivers, whether they're a slot or either tight end, they're going to be there on the quick hitters because it's too much ground for those safeties to come cover.
Third down and 10. Neumann. McGill fakes the give. He'll roll to his left under some pressure. Comes back right. Flips it across the middle and a hard stick out there, but it looks like it's good enough for the first down at the 25 on the reception.
We hear about making plays with legs, and that's what happened there is McGill. Watch McGill here scramble. Good play action right there. It's going to be sealed up over there, and pursuit is coming from that side. And now looks like he's going to tuck and go, but nope. Pulls up, and now that's tough to do.
That's nice savvy
really
by the junior, scrambling with his head up to make a play.
He had the ball packed. He had it packed away, and then all of a sudden he pulls up and throws it. I mean, that's extremely tough to do.
McGill again will pull that back down, and he'll be sacked this time. Knocked down by Colton Stepp from that outside linebacker spot.
That 47 is a number we've called a lot here in the first half. Watch Colton Stepp. Just getting off the blocks.
He's a sure tackler too, isn't he?
Yeah, you want to be a good defender, all you youngsters watching in. Get in that habit. Get off those blocks. Don't let those offensive blockers get into your body. Stay off those blocks.
A loss of 5 on the play, so that'll bring up 2nd down 15, and timeout this time by the official. So Bishop Neumann takes a timeout. Well, coming in December to NET1, funding for the arts has declined, putting many art organizations out of business or on the edge of survival, but many Nebraska organizations have decided to fight back with innovative ways of raising money, including kickboxing. Fighting for the Arts is an NET documentary that looks at the current state of the arts in Nebraska. Don't miss Fighting for the Arts, Thursday night, December 20th at 7 Central Time on NET. I guess
that makes sense.
Art of itself.
They call it the martial arts, so makes sense to me.
Who needs semantics, right?
Support the arts, no doubt about it.
Martial, fine. Arts.
You saw Mark Bramer there looking on as he had a word with his Pierce defense. As once again, Bishop Neumann has driven into Blue Jay territory. 2nd down 15.
Watch the tight ends.
Deno breaks out of the backfield. The blitz is on. Nicely picked up right down the middle. Hits the seam down inside the 5-yard line. Great grab by Tyler Binnell, who went in motion and found the seam right down the middle.
Boy, they have been hitting that those inside seams all day long. As Damon, I think you were right. I think they're watching for the tight ends there, and then they snuck Binnell out of the backfield and put him right down to the hash mark.
The concept is still the same. The inside receivers are going to get vertical, and they're going to be there because there's only one safety. So they split them on both sides.
First down and goal. Neumann. Give. Touchdown. Waddle.
Well, Bishop Neumann steps up, uses the short field. This drive started at the 46-yard line of the Pierce Blue Jays. Minute 26 left here. Took just right at about 4 minutes to get the job done in terms of the touchdown, and Neumann steps up to a lead here.
So after struggling early, going 3 and out the first couple of times they had the ball, Bishop Neumann has figured things out, and they are now on top. Extra point pending, and that'll be Waddle on to kick that as well. The kick is up, and it is through. 14-0. Bishop Neumann on top of Pierce in the Class C1 state title game.
Well, this time they go left side. They like to go right, as we talked about earlier. This time they go over there behind Winning off and Kurt Waddle and Bobby Sullivan on the left side. So going against a tendency that they have, maybe crossing up Pierce a little bit. Pierce looking for the ball going the other way, but Tim Turman not stuck in a rut.
I'll be sure to join us tonight for the Class B state championship game, and boy, this ought to be a good one. The Crete Cardinals taking on the McCook Bison, two teams unbeaten, as the two we have are here today. Tonight at 7 Central on NET1 and NET HD. Those two teams squared off last year in the semifinals. Crete knocked off McCook, went on to win a state championship. They meet again, this time for the title. Two programs who have been here time and time again in Crete and McCook.
Looking forward to that matchup tonight. McCook team a couple, 3 years ago, they had as good a football team as Annie. It was about 4 years ago, I believe, guys. As good a football team as Annie in the state that year.
Squibb kicked again. They will not give an opportunity for those deep men of the Blue Jays to return anything, and so Blue Jays get it out past the 30-yard line, and that's where they'll try to do business with about 1:22 left before the half, down by 7 at 14-7.
Real good answer by Bishop Neumann after kind of the shaky start where Pierce seemed to be in control. Now it's Pierce's turn to see if they can respond to a little bit of adversity here.
And we'll see who's under center. Back under center is Colmoose. So Colmoose, the quarterback. And he keeps it, is dropped from behind by Alex Kufal. Kufal from that linebacker spot drops him for a loss.
Kufal, he's a good player, and he's been a real good two-way player. He's had an impact on offense, and we see him getting off and shedding blocks here defensively as well.
Runs the ball well, catches the ball well, and tackles very well also. There he is. Kufal, the senior, 6'2", 192 pounds. Very good size for high school football player. As Pierce going to try to make something happen right here with second and about 12.
Stanacek in motion from the top of the screen. Back to pass, looking downfield. Slips one tackle out to about the 30, now the 35, and finally drugged down is Colmoose after a gain of about 7 or 8. That'll bring up third down.
Blue Jays, 3 people out on the route right there, 2 that went deep, and then an underman coming underneath across the formation. But again, Neumann dropping back in a nice zone. They had everything covered up very nicely, and that's why no room to throw. Tuck it and go.
Kumos under a little bit of duress there. Didn't see that corner route come open outside the numbers. They might revisit that play.
Well, if you'd like a DVD of this game or any of the NSAA football or volleyball championship games, log on to netnebraska.org and click on Shop NET, or you can just give us a call at 1-800-868-1868 to order your DVD copy. It's a memory that will last for years to come. NET is Nebraska's home for sports.
There you see Mark Bramer. Well, we just saw Mark Bramer there a second ago talking to his ball club. That's not Mark Bramer right there. That is Mark Bramer. 31 seconds left here in the half, and I think perhaps he's saying we're going to call 2 plays here. See if we can get squeeze a couple plays, maybe even 3 plays with 31 seconds left.
Bramer in his 12th year as the head coach. Took 1 year off in the middle of that 12-year stretch, 2005, when he became the principal of the school. Now he's back coaching again. 3rd down now for Pierce.
I thought you were going to say he went to the Bahamas.
Probably wasn't. Bishop Neumann misaligned here.
Olmer's back to throw. He's under pressure. Kufal is chasing him and tries to dump it out there in the flat to Paulson. And we will have a flag. It looks like a personal foul, late hit coming up against, I believe, against Bishop Neumann, yes.
Yeah, Tyler Bennell was in pursuit there. And usually the rule is you take 1 more step to get to the quarterback, and that's going to be a roughing the passer. Yeah.
Couldn't really get any. Couldn't really set his feet. Had Paulson there wide open at the sticks.
But you saw the penalty there again as Bennell just took that 1 extra step to get to him, and that created the problem.
Not real flagrant, but just enough.
And just enough, Neumann, to get the ball across midfield and logistically give Pierce a little bit better opportunity to perhaps get a ball in the end zone. 24 seconds left.
Good point, because if Comos gets enough time, there's some guys running open here.
He'll drop back and look, now pull it down. He's got a blocker out in front, uses it, and now inside the 40-yard line. Clock ticking down now at 15 seconds, and we have a timeout. Or a timeout to move the chains, as it looks like he has the first down. No one's called timeout yet. Officials timeout. They will measure. So Bishop Neumann on top, 14-7 late here in the second quarter. Just 15 seconds left before the half, and Pierce driving, and they'll see if they picked up the first down here. It will be close. Looks like they may be just a little bit short.
Adrian, we always hear that a secondary's best friend is a good pass rush, and that's holding true to form as Bishop Neumann's having some, a few breakdowns back there, but Comos just doesn't have enough time to find these guys in those open areas because that pass rush is coming.
Early routes covered, and he reads that and then decides to scramble, step out of protection and try to create a play with his legs, but that's been a problem as Bishop Neumann now going to line up man for man on 3 receivers right side, Larry.
3 at the top of the screen and 1 down low. Eric Colmoose under center with 15 seconds to go, and they are about 4 inches shy of a first down. So it'll be 2nd down, inches to go. Colmoose, though, will drop, throws it out in the flat. A nice move by Paulson. Paulson showing some speed. He's got a sideline. Can he get there? Pushed out of bounds at about the 15 as time runs out on the Pierce Blue Jays. What a play. But time did run out. You saw Paulson pop up saying 1 second left, but the official says, nope, that's the end of the half. And at the end of the first half, Wahoo Neumann on top of Pierce. It's 14-7. Neumann and the Blue Jays.
Well, it's been basically the sort of chess match struggle that we anticipated. Both of these coaches, Mark Bramer for Pierce and Tim Turman for Bishop Neumann, again, well respected and well disciplined. Let's go down to John Bishop on the sideline.
Well, Coach, you may have caught a little bit of a break. Clock ran out on them. They were within field goal range.
Definitely. We got a big break right there. We got lucky there.
Talk about those last 2 drives. You really answered their long touchdown drive with 2 nice ones.
Well, again, like I said, we're trying to run the option, do that stuff, and then we can get some passes off the option in there. And Dylan's having a nice job, doing a nice job of picking up his reads and completing some passes. So so far, so good.
Coach, good luck second half.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Coach Turman, and his squad on top of the half in the Class C1 State Championship. It's 14-7. Bishop Neumann on top of Pierce.
Programming provided by Nebraska Public Power District.
Energy efficiency is important to us all. At Nebraska Public Power District, we're committed to helping everyone use less energy through new technologies like this compact fluorescent light bulb. Because when you reduce your energy costs, we all win. This message brought to you by the Nebraska Public Power District. Always there when you need us. Together with your local public power utility.
Programming on NET television is provided in part by Education Quest Foundation. For over 20 years, Education Quest has provided free college planning resources to help students search colleges, search for scholarships, complete financial aid applications, and learn more about student loans. Education Quest is located in Kearney, Lincoln, and Omaha. Appointments available at 800-666-3721.
Programming on NET television is made possible in part by U.S. Bank, fulfilling their commitment to serve customers wherever they are on their terms, providing a full range of banking services at 57 branch offices and more than 100 ATMs located conveniently across Nebraska. Wherever you go, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, you'll find us.
Save this Tuesday for predators.
The termite is attacking my walls and roofs.
How can an ant be so dangerous?
And peacemakers.
This is, in fact, the first genocide of the 21st century.
There are things we all can and must do to stop it.
Save this Tuesday for Nova and Frontline. Master of the Killer Ants and Darfur on our watch.
NET Sports coverage of the 2007 NSAA Football Championships are brought to you in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us, together with your local public power utility. By the Nebraska Soybean Board, encouraging the use of renewable biodiesel fuels for a healthier environment. For information, nebraskasoybeans.org. By Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska, the Blues are good for you. By the Education Quest Foundation, improving access to college through scholarships, grants, and college planning services. And by U.S. Bank. Wherever you go, you'll find us. And welcome back to Lincoln and Memorial Stadium, where we are at halftime of the Class C1 state championship game between the Pierce Bluejays and Bishop Neumann Cavaliers. And Neumann on top, thanks to 2 straight touchdowns. It's 14-7 at the half. Pleased to be joined by Larry Mulring of the NSAA, and we're going to talk a little bit of cross country. What you're out in Kearney once again this year, I know. So let's start off with how'd the meet go this year?
It went very well. We had perfect weather conditions. I think Tom credited me with the weather, and I'm not going to give Tom credit, but we did have great weather. Like most of our fall championships, we've been blessed. It may be because of the winter last year that we took. So, but anyway, no, we had a great cross country meet. Probably a record crowd this time. We've had, I think this was our 48th year of having cross-country championships, and it was the 36th year in a row now that Kearney has hosted. And Rich Broderson and the crew out at UNK, Andy Meyer, do a tremendous job with the cross-country, and we're just real pleased to be there.
They really do. They embrace this event. I know the entire community does, not just UNK, but the entire community. And you have great attendance out there and a terrific setting. I mean, it really is a well-run championship.
It's very well done. We're going to try to do some chip timing this next year, which will be a little bit different than we're used to. And we're going to see how that goes. I know that a lot of states, about half of the states now in the union are using chip timing, so we're going to try to get into the 21st century with it. But they do an excellent job out there. Kearney is, as you say, have opened their arms to us, and we really appreciate their cooperation.
Ray, why don't you talk about the advantages of chip timing in high school cross country?
Well, for one, the results are almost instantaneous. As soon as they cross the pad, the results are available to media and to our fans, and the error situation, we try to cut down on the errors. We eliminate the shoot, which becomes a problem where kids pile on top of each other and they're all trying to give their all as they approach the finish line, and some finish with not a lot of fitness. So we end up having to really sort them out, and we will hopefully eliminate some of those problems.
Now, boys and girls cross-country meets we want to talk about the how it finished. And you see think a little bit what you're talking about there is I'm diving at the end.
Exactly. I think we had the largest race was 137, in the Class D. We have 5 districts in Class D, so we have more competitors. I think we had over 850 runners in all 8 races. So it is an issue when we have the finish, the line where it is, and they're kind of coming up an uphill climb. And so, as I said, they're giving their all, and it's their last race of their careers in many cases. So it's a situation where, you know, we want to try to do the best we can. And so chip timing hopefully will alleviate some of those errors that we've had in the past.
Well, here are the results. This on the boys' side of the cross-country state meet. And Omaha Benson won it in Class A. Lincoln Pius the 10th in Class B. Norfolk Catholic was your Class C champion, and in Class D, it was Perkins County. Now, on the girls' side of things, Omaha Marion won the girls' Class A. Pius repeated, won both the boys and the girls' side. In Class C, Fort Calhoun winning it in Class C, and Crofton in Class C. And it seems like every year we have some of those schools who just excel and do a terrific job, not only in all sports, but specifically in cross-country.
As I look at the finishes, you're absolutely right. Those are traditional powers in cross-country. And once they've established a program, it begins at an early age in those communities, and they really have a tradition that's built on dedication, and that's why they are at the top every year.
A lot of times success breeds success as well. I mean, you see it happen, and you see the people in front of you, and it just seems to be a push a little harder.
Well, it's the same thing we see in all activities. Once you've had, like you say, the success breeds success, and that's why you see the same teams a lot of times. We also have to have good athletes, and I think that they're blessed in that area too, but it's not by chance.
Larry, thanks very much for stopping by. We certainly appreciate it. It's Larry Mollering with the NSAA. We are at halftime of the Class C1 State Championship game. We'll be back to take a look at highlights and stats in just a moment.
Rising from acres of Midwestern farm fields, a revolution is coming. A new era of energy independence from foreign oil. It's called soy biodiesel. Made with soybean oil, this fuel is a sustainable, renewable resource. America, it's time for an oil change. Soy biodiesel, grown in the Midwest. Programming is provided in part by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska.
These cost about $50. This costs about $57,000. Choosing to use these can help you avoid this. And since inactivity is a better predictor of death than smoking, high blood pressure, and even heart disease, using these more and this less could save you more than money. A message that's good to know from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
In this first of 2 films on democracy in Athens, I'm going back in time to reveal the astonishing story of the world's first democracy.
They said we can rule ourselves. This we take to be a ballot box.
Monday night at 8 Central Time on NET1.
Join NET's Sports Partners Club and be a part of a team that delivers Nebraska sports coverage to your home. As a club member, you can receive a member certificate, a club duffel bag, a signed Matt Davison poster, and more. Don't be a spectator, be a team member. Join NET's Sports Partners Club today.
And welcome back to Memorial Stadium. We are at halftime of the Class C1 State Championship game. Bishop Neumann in control after scoring back-to-back touchdowns. It's 14-7. A lot of game left, though. 2 quarters still to come. And we're going to take a look back at the first 2 quarters of action. And, you know, early on, it was a lot of Pierce. Pierce was doing the damage early. Paulson gets out of the corner. Nice gain by Paulson. Pounding the rock was Pierce early on. Then they go up top, and Wolfslager pulls this one down near the goal line, gets down to about the 3-yard line. And then finally Pierce, the Blue Jays punch it in. That step with the touchdown right on the doorstep, and Pierce took that early 7-0 lead. Mark Bramer liked what he saw, but back comes Bishop Neumann, and they go to the air. McGill finds Fisher for a nice gain, and then Fisher one more time as Adrian and Damon talked so many times about right down that seam, breaks a tackle inside the 5-yard line. And they would even it up at 7 apiece on the touchdown there. The sneak by McGill for the touchdown. And then right before the half, one more touchdown. Waddle gets in there to make it 14-7. There's head coach Tim Turman. Let's take a look at our stats, and you see very even between these two clubs. The difference, the one turnover that led to that first score by Bishop Neumann. The total yards, 141 to 154. First downs, very close in the score as well. It's a tight one, a one-touchdown game at half between the Pierce Bluejays and Wahoo Neumann. So that's our score at the half, 14-7. Wahoo Neumann on top of Pierce. When we come back, we'll be ready for the third quarter between Bishop Neumann and Pierce. Stay with us.
Some people tell me it's just a game, but it's more than that, at least to me. It's years of playing catch with my dad and friends in the backyard. It's a drawer full of jerseys and a lifetime of loving the game.
The Nebraska Public Power District congratulates every player and coach who plays the game safely, with spirit, integrity, and pride. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us. Together with your local public power utility.
Programming on NET television is provided in part by Education Quest Foundation. For over 20 years, Education Quest has provided free college planning resources to help students search colleges, search for scholarships, complete financial aid applications, and learn more about student loans. Education Quest is located in Kearney, Lincoln, and Omaha. Appointments available at 800-666-3721.
Programming on NET television is made possible in part by U.S. Bank. The U.S. Bancorp Foundation supports charitable, educational, and community service-oriented organizations in communities across Nebraska and the nation. U.S. Bank employees dedicate their time and efforts to local causes they are truly passionate about. U.S. Bank. Wherever you go, you'll find us.
Next time on Nature. They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
I guess you could call them ugly, but I kind of think it's pretty.
But is there a purpose to being beauty challenged?
In fact, that ugliness, it's enabled them to evolve and survive for millions of years.
Nature travels the globe in search of the world's ugliest animals to understand why some have a face only a mother could love.
Sunday night at 7 Central Time on NET1.
Halftime of the Class C1 state championship game. Bishop Neumann on top of Pierce. It's 14-7. A back-and-forth battle as Pierce took the lead. Wahoo Neumann came back to tie it and then take the lead late in the half. In fact, within inside of 2 minutes, Neumann gets that advantage. So 14-7 is the score as we near the third quarter. Let's go down on the sideline. John Bishop is with the head coach of the Pierce Bluejays, Mark Bramer.
Coach, this is foreign territory for you, down 7 at halftime.
Yeah, you know, we haven't been in this situation all year, but we challenged our young men, and hopefully they'll come to play here in the second half. We didn't play real well in the second quarter, didn't have the football offensively because we played well against the run the entire first half, but we're kind of on our heels right now against their passing game, and you know, we expected possibly that they would try to throw the football to set up their run, and so we've got to do a better job with our linebackers and with our defensive backfield of making breaks on the football and playing, as I told the boys, on the balls of your feet rather than on the heels of your feet.
Have you seen a quarterback as elusive as McGill this year?
Oh yeah, we've seen kids similar to that, but he's a good player. He's a good player, you know, but to be a sophomore and have that kind of ability and leadership ability, you know, he's going to be a tremendous one in a year or two.
Coach, good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
And one thing the Pierce Bluejays can call upon, guys, is, you know, in the playoffs, they beat #1 Hastings St. Cecilia in game 1, then Adams Central, #7 in the state, and then Norfolk Catholic, #5. So they have really played great competition to get here, and I'm sure they'll call upon some of that experience that they had in those 3 games against very quality competition to put themselves back in the ball game here.
And it has been interesting that Pierce's road here, obviously much more difficult than Neumann, but the one thing coaches said is many times, and you never know which side of the bracket you're going to fall and which side will be more difficult. It really changes from year to year. East is more difficult some years, West is more difficult other years. But the thing the coaches say when they get down here, Aid, it seems to be, is regardless of what we did earlier or who we played earlier, it doesn't seem to matter when we get on the field out here at Memorial Stadium. It's a completely different
there's certainly, Damon, certainly a lot of truth to that. I mean, this is an adrenaline pumping time down here. So, but this experience they had against quality teams to get here will serve them well in the second half, I assure you.
Absolutely. And how do you go about trying to simulate the moment?
Right.
I mean,
absolutely.
The time that you're playing in state is the only time that you've done it all year long, and maybe in your career. So it's really tough to simulate the emotions, and it's like a box of chocolates, guys. You just never know what you're going to get.
Time of the Class C1 state championship game. Bishop Neumann on top of Pierce. It's 14-7. A back-and-forth battle as Pierce took the lead. Wahoo Neumann came back to tie it and then take the lead late in the half. In fact, with inside of 2 minutes, Neumann gets that advantage. So 14-7 is the score as we near the third quarter. Let's go down on the sideline. John Bishop is with the head coach of the Pierce Blue Jays, Mark Bramer.
Coach, this is foreign territory for you, down 7 at halftime.
Yeah, you know, we haven't been in this situation all year, but we challenged our young men, and hopefully they'll come to play here in the second half. We didn't play real well in the second quarter, didn't have the football offensively because we played well against the run the entire first half, but we're kind of on our heels right now against their passing game, and you know, we expected possibly that they would try to throw the football to set up their run, and so we've got to do a better job with our linebackers and with our defensive backfield of making breaks on the football and playing, as I told the boys, on the balls of your feet rather than on the heels of your feet.
Have you seen a quarterback as elusive as McGill this year?
Oh yeah, we've seen kids similar to that, but he's a good player. He's a good player, you know. But to be a sophomore and have that kind of ability and leadership ability, you know, he's going to be a tremendous one in a year or two.
Coach, good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
And one thing the Pierce Blue Jays can call upon, guys, is, you know, in the playoffs, they beat #1 Hastings St. Cecilia in game 1, then Adams Central, #7 in the state, and then Norfolk Catholic, #5. So they have really played great competition to get here, and I'm sure they'll call upon some of that experience that they had in those 3 games against very quality competition to put themselves back in the ball game here.
And it has been interesting that Pierce's road here, obviously much more difficult than Neumann, but the one thing coaches said is many times, and you never know which side of the bracket you're going to fall and which side will be more difficult. It really changes from year to year. East is more difficult some years, West is more difficult other years. But the thing the coaches say when they get down here, Aid, it seems to be, is regardless of what we did earlier or who we played earlier, it doesn't seem to matter when we get on the field out here at Memorial Stadium. It's a completely
there's certainly, David, certainly a lot of truth to that. I mean, this is an adrenaline pumping time down here. So, but this experience they had against quality teams to get here will serve them well in the second half, I assure you.
Absolutely. And how do you go about trying to simulate the moment?
Right.
I mean,
absolutely.
The time that you're playing in state is the only time that you've done it all year long, and maybe in your career. So it's really tough to simulate the emotions, and it's like a box of chocolates, guys. You just never know what you're going to get.
Well,
we'll go with that.
You went there, huh? Well, hopefully you're enjoying our statewide coverage of the NSAA High School Football Championships. We'd love to hear from you if you are. Send us your comments at sports@netnebraska.org, or you can write us at NET Sports, 1800 North 33rd Street, Lincoln, Nebraska, 68503. We'd love to hear from you. If you're enjoying Adrian and I, or you have a disagreement with Damon, certainly send those in. Let us know if you're enjoying the high school athletics here on NET. Let's go down to John Bishop on the sideline. You're enjoying Damon, John?
Adrian and Forrest Gump, you know, Kevin Paulson has been a guy who's been a key contributor throughout the season, especially on special teams. He's been kind of a turnaround guy, a guy you can use to swing the momentum. We mentioned his 5 kick returns this year for scores, 2 on kickoffs and 3 on punts, and he's also had a couple that have set up scores. Now Pierce is going to get the football here to start the second half, but you wonder, with Neumann all afternoon so far has been kicking away from him. They haven't been giving him a chance. You got to wonder if they're going to try to get Paulson into this rotation here at some point, try to get him the football and let him make a big play.
Well, we saw what happens. We saw what happens when you kick to great kick returners a couple of weeks ago when Nebraska kept kicking to Marcus Herford, KU's great kick return man, and it burned them very, very badly. So when you kick away from, don't straight line the kick, do something else, and that's what Neumann has alertly done today, and I'd expect him to keep doing it.
Pierce has been finding ways to get the ball into Paulson's hand. You might remember on that first series, he had 3 of the first 4 carries after not seeing the ball at all. Obviously, Neumann doing a great job, as John said, keeping away from him on the kick return. But As John rightly pointed out, he's a dangerous returner. 2 kick returns for touchdowns this year. 3 punt returns for touchdowns as you look at Cole Moose.
Johnny on the spot going Forrest Gump on me. I'm not going to let that one slide.
I think you went Forrest Gump before he did, just for the record there. And
Guys,
one
we're
more
just in
time.
cahoots.
Squib kick, but this time it gets in the hands. And nice play down there as Paulson can't make anything of it. But a nice squib kick and allowed Neumann plenty of time to get down there on coverage. So Pierce will have the ball here to start this third quarter, down by a touchdown, 14-7 in the C1 title game. Great to have you with us, along with Damon Benning, Adrian Fiala, John Bishop down on the sideline. I'm Larry Putney. It's been a terrific one so far, and we expected a good one. 2 unbeaten teams coming in, Pierce and Wahoo Neumann. Back under center for the Blue Jays is Louders. Louders back at quarterback, and he will give to Colmos, who spins out of 1 tackle, breaks another one. A nice gain of 5 out past the 30-yard line for Colmos.
Good read by Tyler Bennell right there, 33, to step up into the hole. And but again, he made initial contact, but not able to wrap up on the tackle. If he can do that, that gains probably a yard or less. But as it is, Colmos able to move upfield.
2nd down 5. Colmos in the eye. And he'll get the give. Nice sidestep at the line of scrimmage and a gain of a couple more. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 3 yards for the Blue Jays.
If I'm Coach Bramer, I think I like Colmos in the backfield as opposed to quarterback, because he's got less of a tendency to have to give the ball away. He can be more of a receiver, relatively speaking, and get the ball more than he's got to give it to other people. You can put him in a variety of locations if he stays in the backfield.
Bramer talked about how well Colmos runs downhill as well, not as well side to side, which you have to do when you're running the option. Colmos will get it. He pounds out near the 35-yard line, but great defensive play there by Bishop Neumann, and he'll be short of the 1st down. That'll bring up a punting situation for Pierce.
Yeah, the middle of this Neumann line is going to step up right here. 3-4 people converging. I couldn't get the number who was underneath all of that.
Waddle was in there, Keith Waddle, along with Tyler Bennell both.
He's just about got to be on every tackle, isn't he, Kurt Waddle? Or,
yeah.
Kurt Waddle?
He's been in about every play, hasn't he?
Busy man out there.
He's not able to get real good movement at the point of attack. Interior running, tough sledding right now for Pierce.
Really for both teams, Wahoo or Bishop Neumann's had most of their success through the air and has not done much on the ground. And we have a timeout early here in this third quarter. Wahoo Neumann, Tim Turman taking a timeout. Well, Thursday, November 29th on NET television, take a master's class in murder. Nebraska Wesleyan University crime scene investigators in training learn there is more at stake in this case than getting a good grade. Plus, go to court with a team of Nebraska CSIs as they build the case against a killer who made sure the victim would never be found. Watch NET's documentary Murder House. That's Thursday, November 29th at 7 Central on NET1. That'll be interesting.
CSI.
Yeah.
You guys watch that show?
I'm a Law and Order guy myself.
Law and Order?
SVU, little criminal intent.
Fascinating things you see on those programs.
Yeah,
So watch Murder House. Followed up.
I didn't do well with Heisman's leg and the bone thing, so I'm not much into the whole CSI scene.
Oh, you're just awful creative, aren't you?
Kick away, handled by Neumann, and that's Smith there. Smith met immediately and dropped near the 40-yard line. So Pierce comes up short on its first drive of this third quarter. Let's see what Bishop Neumann can do on top by 7 at 14-7. A lot of success, guys. Bishop Neumann through the air late in that second quarter. Let's see if they start out the same way.
See what adjustments Pierce made to them trying to flood that zone. Traditional cover 3. Everybody's in a third, so it's about numbers.
Dylan McGill back out there, and McGill a flag on the play, and we had movement before the snap.
Oh, one thing they did is they backed the linebackers off about a step or two, and that time Colton's step was right there on the play. The flags flew, so everybody kind of held up on the play, but their backers back at least another yard. than what they were aligned at in that first half.
And short of those outside linebackers running with those tight ends, those quick look-in routes are going to be there for the taking.
Well, 1st and long didn't bother Neumann late in that first half. We'll see if it bothers him here. 1st down and 15 after the 5-yard mark-off. There's a look at McGill. A lot of success in the first half for Dylan McGill, just a sophomore, and doing a terrific job for just a sophomore here in this state title game. On the screen to Waddle. Waddle's a couple blockers out in front of him, being chased from behind and drugged down. A gain of about 7 out past the 41.
It's good recovery that time, Neumann, by the Pierce defense. They recognized very quickly middle screen was coming up. They recovered and turned and picked up and got in pursuit.
Minimizing that gain a little bit. It looked like it could go for a big one.
You bet.
Real good closing speed by Pierce. And Coach Bramer talked about how well his defense runs. We saw it right there.
Smith and Sangler split to the top of the screen. They'll go to the bottom to Smith, and he can't handle it. It goes out of bounds. They're going to say it was a backward pass, and that'll be a loss of about 6 yards. Make it 5.
You see that a lot in high school with those bubble screens. And for our viewers at home, they might not understand. That's an extremely difficult throw for that quarterback. It's a lateral, and you got to give him enough working room to be able to get upfield. It's kind of similar to throwing a swing pass out of the backfield. 2 difficult throws that might not appear that way to the naked eye.
And the purpose to be to hopefully that defender makes a mistake and he's out there one-on-one, he can go.
3rd and long for the Cavaliers. McGill scrambles to his left, breaks 1 tackle, goes downfield to a wide open Fisher. Ben Fisher inside the 10, down to the 5, and finally drug out of bounds. Ben Fisher off a great scramble by McGill.
Young sophomore Ben Fisher just kind of hanging back there. McGill just all kinds of trouble. Watch him here. Almost brought down earlier on the play and almost brought down right there. And then Fisher.
That's great delivery.
Yeah, they just lost track of Fisher back there.
That's too long to have to cover a guy.
This kid's a sophomore. Let's go down to John Bishop.
Yeah, as you know, on the replay you watch, and he's standing down the field for almost a good 5 seconds, just waving his arms, waiting for that ball to get down there. The only question was, did he have enough oomph to get it down the field?
1st and goal from the 3. McGill, option, keeper, down to the 1. Boy, hard to believe that McGill, in a stage like this, is performing as well as he is. He's just a sophomore.
That's against his body, against the momentum. And that's the poise, you know, to improvise and have his head up.
Well, and then the vision that he had, because he's looking into a bright sun. The sun setting over here to our right behind the stands and looking into that bright sun.
2nd and goal. The option now. Pitches outside. Smith slips, or not Smith, Bennell slips. I believe it was Bennell. And yep. Down to the 1.
Part of the reason Pierce has been so good defensively against that option game is they're doing a good job of handling those stock blocks out there. Their DBs are winning the matchup against those wide receivers.
They're just keeping the play inside, everybody. And when you keep the play inside, you got a really good chance to shut it down. When it gets out of containment, then you got problems. And Pierce has been able to do that, especially here the last couple of plays.
There are the numbers for McGill. 11 of 16, nearly 200 yards through the air. And we are early here in the 3rd. Timeout one more time. Tim Turman will take a timeout. So he has burned 2 timeouts here early in this 3rd quarter. LNAT Sports presents the story of Nebraska volleyball and Dream Like a Champion. Will premiere Tuesday, December 4th at 8 p.m. on NET1 and NETHD. See how Terry Pettit's visionary leadership and John Cook's competitive spirit helped to raise Nebraska volleyball to new heights. Follow the Husker team on their run for a national championship, ending with the Dream win last December at the NCAA Championships in Omaha. Watch Dream Like a Champion. Mark your calendar for Tuesday, December 4th at 8 p.m. on NET1 and NETHD. You won't want to miss this special tribute to the success of Nebraska volleyball. It's Dream Like a Champion. It's a special documentary presentation produced by NET Sports, Nebraska's home for sports.
Well, what an exciting atmosphere, Larry, that is over there. Oh. My goodness, you've had the great privilege to do those volleyball games, and just exciting to be there.
Well, they're going to have another terrific run here this year. going after another national title, a momentary slip against Texas, but I think they're back on the right track. And Neumann, let's see if they can get on the right track here. 3rd down, 2 to go. 2 backs in the backfield. McGill under center. He hands it off to Waddle. Waddle near the goal line. I don't see a signal. There it is. Late touchdown. Waddle had crossed the line. They finally dug in there and found him in there for the touchdown.
Talked about this a couple of times here today. I'll talk about it again. Right side, Alex Brandt, Brandon Chupik, Kyle Wenningoff. Watch the blocking right there. Just a good cut there by Wenningoff, as you saw, and then I don't know why there is such a delay in making the call. I mean, he was in there with plenty to spare, but it's a touchdown nonetheless. And Neumann stepping away here.
2nd touchdown of the game for Keith Waddle, 5'10", 184-pound junior fullback, and then he knocks the extra point through to make it 21-7. Neumann on top of Pierce. I'll get all the inside information on the Huskers after the Colorado game on Big Red Wrap-Up. Tuesday, November 27th, live at 7 o'clock. It's a complete review of the game with highlights, analysis, discussion, and also the latest recruiting news with Husker Illustrated's Sean Callahan. You want to be sure to join Aid and Kevin Kugler for Big Red Wrap-Up Tuesday, November 27th, right here on NET, Nebraska's home for sports.
Really looking forward to that game. Both teams 5 and 6. Basically, this is a bowl game playoff, guys, and of course we're all hoping that Nebraska able to come out ahead in this ball game and hopefully get that bowl bid. They'll be bowl eligible, as we said, and
looks like maybe the Insight.com bowl aid.
That's kind of what I've been hearing, but at the same time, just really, you never know. But Larry, I think did we talk about it last night? I think we did. The Insight.com in Phoenix,
right? And
the other side of the coin is perhaps Iowa, the opponent, and that would be just a marvelous matchup.
Wow.
Both for the bowl game itself, for the area down there, and also for both programs. And all the fans, I'm sure, would make it a point to get on down. Iowa has great fans. Nebraska has great fans. It would be a great matchup. Oh, yeah, that's the premise, if they beat Colorado.
You got to believe that the Inside.com would like that as well. Nice return back out to the 35 for Pierce. And so the Blue Jays trot onto the field and try to get back into this down. Now 2 touchdowns, 21-7. This is very unfamiliar territory. You heard John Bishop talk to Coach Bramer about that right after the half. They weren't used to trailing at a game and certainly not used to being down by 2 touchdowns. How do they respond now in a state championship atmosphere?
Got the athletes to produce big plays. We'll see how patient they stay in order to try to achieve that.
Louder's back in there at quarterback. Step the fullback. In motion. With fake.
Oh, he's open.
Oh. Rolling right across the middle. Throws late. And picked off by the Cavaliers.
Oh, you're right, Adrian. We had him early and
Ronspies
for a while.
The tight end, Chaz Ronspies, was wide open early in the. He needed to look a lot quicker than what he did. He's going to fake it to Colmos here.
Got to set right now.
Yeah, go for it.
Lutkenhouse ends up picking it off. Just waited a little too long, and Lutkenhouse there.
Big turnover right there. If Neumann comes down and scores here, guys, hold on.
So Bishop Neumann now back under center, up by 14. The give to Waddle. Waddle with room to roam. Waddle with a first down, a gain of 11.
If you can waddle, can you rumble?
I think you can do both. The same he does. He waddles and rumbles.
Look at him.
A little
head
waddle
up.
There. Now the rumble.
Rumbling, stumbling, and bumbling.
Just a short note here from our research staff. McGill approaching a C1 playoff single game passing yardage record, 284 yards. David Kinnenbaugh of Wood River back in '96. As flags fly.
is dropping back to throw, but we have flags on the play, and it looked like movement once again by Neumann.
Pierce has really got to do a better job of adjusting to those 2 receiver sets. But that time, the 2x2, this like what we call the spread, not getting lined up at all. Had an open, uncovered inside receiver. Now that's an accident waiting to happen.
That's not the first time that's happened today either.
Tobin Sangler into the ball game now for Neumann. First down and 15. On the option. McGill keeps. McGill drugged down from behind, and a nice play there by the defensive Pierce. Dragging him down from behind.
Looked like Brandon Kilcoyne on the tackle.
Stanacek in there as well.
Flowing well. Watch number 59 here, flowing well to the ball.
A broken arm and all.
Tough kid.
Club him.
Just a junior. Just a junior.
Boy, look at that.
Look at this.
Padded up.
That'll be a tough kid.
Kilcoyne. Second down now, 15. McGill back to pass. Looks over the middle, under pressure again, gets away from the pressure. Has room.
Oh, this kid is good.
Nice run by McGill to get out of pressure. And we have a flag on the play.
Attack on 15 there too, LP.
It's hard to tell if it was a late hit or if it was taunting after the play, but there was something going on down there. We'll see what the call is as they talk it over.
Anytime they start looking over to that sideline, where they're going to walk it off from the end of the run, is what I'm going to guess.
Personal foul against Pierce.
Wheels are officially coming off the apple cart here, Abe.
You bet. You know, they get this one in, guys, and you know, David, they get this one in. It's going to be very, very difficult for Pierce to recover. There's still a lot of time in the ballgame. We saw that happen yesterday.
There it was. The late grab onto the ankle and the roll.
Oh, escapability by McGill. Coming of age here.
Kid's just a sophomore, as we told you earlier.
I wonder what the call there was, and he's holding onto that ankle and kind of spinning around a little bit as McGill takes it up the middle, a gain of about 3 inside the 15 now.
Not sure if we gave the dimensions for Dylan McGill, 5'9" and 167. Heck of a baseball player also, pitcher in baseball. And pitching a nice game here today. And as Coach Terman said a while back, big headlines in the paper. You know what? He does a darn nice job. Big headline. Good to see that.
It's like Dad Gum, I think.
Yeah, it's like no doubt. Osborne all the way.
Yeah. Second down, pulled out of the belly and pitched out. Bennell gets to the outside and then knocked out of bounds. A good hit there by Colmoose out on the outside.
The referee took a shot too down there.
Interesting choice of alignment here by Pierce. The center's uncovered. They cover both guards. In case people are wondering why Bishop Neumann might be doing so many quarterback sneaks, there's a good 2-yard cushion between both interior linemen, and I think tempts McGill quite a bit. See if they go back to a little bit more of a conventional style of defense here.
Third down and 3.
And they don't.
McGill under center. Biddle goes in motion to give to Waddle. Waddle bangs into the middle of the line, and he's down near a first down. Very close to the first down on 3rd and 3. He gets about 3. We'll see where they spot it. It looks like it will be just short with that spot.
Tuck it inside and go. You're looking a bit of a trap block there as Kurt Waddle, tries to pull up from that left side and get up around the right and help his brother out on the carry.
Jake Smith brought in the play, and Neumann has decided to go for it. 4th down and 1 inside the 10-yard line. Ball spotted right at about the 8. McGill goes up top, across the middle, touchdown.
Well, that is just the excellence of execution right there, knowing right where they wanted to go with that football pre-snap. It's a well-coached ball club right here.
But what a call. What a call. And Pierce looking for the dive play right here.
This.
Look at all that. All those white shirts going to the left there. And then McGill just pops up and drops it right on Ben Fisher.
We knew those tight ends were going to play a role in this offense the way that Pierce was trying to defense them, and it's coming to fruition.
Nice grab by Fisher. Had just enough to get the ball over the line. He had crossed the plane in there for a touchdown, and Neumann is threatening to run away.
Fisher had that long catch, Larry, to move the ball down, and then the sophomore makes the touchdown catch here. You talk about another sophomore, bright future at the Bishop Neumann. It's Ben Fisher.
When you look at the skill position players
They're young.
For Bishop Neumann, they have sophomore quarterback, a sophomore backup quarterback as the kick is up and good, a junior fullback, another junior fullback, a junior running back. I mean, they're skill position players.
Both junior wideouts with Smith and Sangler.
Smith is absolutely. It is a very young skill position team for this Cavaliers squad. They're a little older up front. 5 seniors along that offensive line. You know, it was a tough road here for Pierce, but the Cavaliers didn't have an easy road of it as well. In fact, we talked before the game with the coach about their semifinal win against Bennington.
Bennington was a very good, tough opponent for us, and again, their line matched up real good with our line. We had a hard time getting things going. They put a lot of pressure on us up front, and finally we were able to sneak a couple passes in there because they were pressuring us so hard. And the second one was a long pass to Jake Smith down the middle of the field where they were coming up and supporting to support against our option, and we happened to hit that one, and that put us ahead, and that was a big play in the game.
Indeed it was. It was McGill to Jake Smith for the touchdown, and it was the game winner that sent the Cavaliers into this state championship game, and where the catch begins to look even bigger now as Wahoo Neumann with a big lead here at 28-7. Squib kick again. This time wrangled in and wrangled down at about the 22-yard line. Let's go down to John Bishop on the field.
Well, you're seeing a lot of these sophomores making some big plays in this game, and you guys were just mentioning the sophomores, guys like Dylan McGill. But you know, it was the 3rd game of the year, and you're always looking for turning points, especially with young football players. Turning point in the season for Neumann came in the 3rd game of the year against Syracuse. Neumann turned the ball over a number of times, but still came away with a 3-touchdown victory, and head coach Tim Turman said after that game, that was a turning point in our season.
That's pretty good insight. There's always one of those a year, isn't it? It's kind of a galvanizing.
Well, exactly, Damon. I wanted just to embellish a little bit on that. In their first game against Milford, they won that. They turned the ball over 6 times against Milford. Then Loganview, they had 5 turnovers, won that ball game against Loganview, and they were down at half against Syracuse. And as John said, came back and won, even though they turned it over again. But they came of age in game 3.
Stopped at the line of scrimmage, and the hit again by Bennell, who is there to shut down that Pierce attack. Bennell coming up big on defense as well.
Tough situation right now here, Adrian, because what you begin to think mentally that the field is kind of tilted, and it's the team trailing is playing uphill and the team that's winning is playing downhill, and right now we're getting kind of a snapshot of that.
Exactly, and of course very soon time will be an enemy of the Pierce Bluejays, if not already, but it's getting close.
3rd down, Cole Moose back at quarterback. He rolls left, pulls it down. He'll keep it himself, and he's got some room. And up for the 1st down, out past the 35, and a nice gain by Cole Moose.
I think the thing that struck me on that play, it looked like Cole Moose had his mind made up all the way that he's running the football. Let's watch him right here. He looks like he's just pretty well, made his mind up he's going to run all the way. So his people downfield somehow need to recognize that and get it, pull up and block as we get back to live action here.
Almost back to throw again. He lays it out there.
Tough break there.
Just a little short for Paulson. Paulson was open.
Falling down. He slipped. There he is, Kevin Paulson, premier return man in C1 this year.
Well, Pierce trying to get things going through the air now, just trying to find something to move the ball here against what has been in the last few series a very staunch Bishop Neumann defense. Pierce made it look easy on that first touchdown drive to go on top 7-0, and since Neumann has really tightened.
They've gotten a little bit of false sense of security there with the ease in which they had that first offensive scoring drive.
Louder's back in there at quarterback now. Stepp is the fullback. Cole Moose goes downfield off the handoff, throws it downfield, and caught and running by Navarcall, and Navarcall in for the touchdown on the halfback pass.
Well, they're capable, aren't they, Adrian? We talked about their big playability. They can hit you in a hurry, and they got a multitude of guys that can do it.
Well, Cole Moose has been no stranger to throwing touchdown passes. He had thrown 6 prior to the game. Now watch what happens here. I think it's number 30. Ryan Lukenhaus comes over and he gets turned around and loses perspective in the coverage. And that gives number 8, Navrakol, the time to get the job done. But Cole Moose showing great versatility here today as that ball gets through there. My goodness.
Knocked right through. So 1 strike, 1 play, and Pierce right back in it.
Good discipline here by Wahoo Neumann. Bishop Neumann. They weren't fooled. Again, we talked last night. The ability to make a play on a ball in the air as a defensive back is a difficult skill set. And then we see advantage offense here in this regard as it led to a touchdown.
Pretty good mismatch there also as far as size goes. And also an excellent work up front by Ryan Gaughan and Evelyn Hanlon and Lee Crone. Pierce Blue Jays offensive lineman on that right side to give Cole Moose time to get the ball off.
On November 28th on NET television, guitar great Eric Clapton takes the stage at the Crossroads Guitar Festival in Chicago. Clapton leads an all-star lineup of B.B. King, Willie Nelson, Sheryl Crow, John Mayer, Jeff Beck, and Buddy Guy. It's a once-in-a-lifetime collaboration from America's blues capital. Join Eric Clapton Wednesday, November 28th at 8 Central Time on NET1.
Would you make fun of me if I told you I like John Mayer? You probably would. I shouldn't have even given you that segue.
Not publicly, I wouldn't.
Putting that old friendship to the test. Attaboy.
Mic in front of my mouth right now. 28-14 Neumann. The kick goes deep and Smith will take it. Jake Smith from his 3-yard line. Out past the 15 and hit and dropped. What a stop by Michael Blunk.
I tell you, if Pierce is taking on the identity of their coach, this game's going to be played over the next 17 minutes. They're not going to go anywhere. You see them trying to seize momentum, and if they can get a 3 and out here, Adrian, and keep field position in their favor, it could get interesting in a hurry.
Could get real interesting in a hurry. We saw that last night with respect to the Central and Millard North game, where Central had control early and then saw it slip away, and Millard North threatened to come back and fall just a little bit short.
Well, we talked about it last night. When momentum changes, you can really feel it inside a stadium, and there's no doubt it's switched now. The pass just over the outstretched hands of Kufal, who can't pull it in. 2nd down and 10.
Cole Moose coming over from that deep safety spot there to put a little insurance in the play in terms of the Pierce outcome. Watch him here, number 5, getting over there, and just a little tap just in case.
Talked about it earlier. Short of having those outside linebackers run with those tight ends, they're going to have a tough time taking it away, and that was the adjustment Pierce made, running with those tight ends.
2nd down and 10. The Pierce crowd on its feet and into the game on the option. Goes outside, fumble, ball's on the turf, picked up by Pierce. Pierce inside the 5-yard line.
Uncle Mo changed jerseys.
You bet.
He is officially changed jerseys. He's wearing the white and blue right now.
When you handle the ball on the option play down in this kind of territory, you better be sure that ball was to the left and up. Nothing sure about that pitch at all, and Pierce fixing to get themselves right back into this football game.
Kevin Paulson there on the recovery.
Unbelievable how quickly this game has turned. We went from inserting nails to an oxygen mask. They now have life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Down 3 touchdowns. It looked like it was all Neumann in control. 1 long pass play, 1 big turnover, and Pierce threatening to make it a 1-touchdown game.
Pretty good perseverance here for a team that hasn't been tested like this all season long, weathering the storm.
2 minutes left here in this 3rd quarter, down by 14. 2nd down and 3. The give, the keep, and a touchdown. That's Cole Moose. Faked the give inside, kept it himself, and Cole Moose in for a touchdown.
Deception part of that play right there is you got to protect that dive, no doubt about that. They did do that, but then he's going to pull it out, pull the ball out, Cole Moose, and almost, well, I think he would have been ruled down on that play, really.
Real good job of seeing the crease and being the crease. It was open just for a split second, but he got in there and found the pylon or the end zone.
The kick is up and through. They are within 7 at 28-21.
There it is again. You cover that dive. You saw the tackle on the dive, and Colemo's a pretty savvy player. He knows what's going to happen there. He's going to read that, see that, pretty much knows they're going to go for that dive. So he's going to just pull it back, tuck it, and go. It just barely gets across the goal line. 7-point ball game.
Earlier we talked with head coach Mark Bramer about his semifinal win, a tough one against Norfolk Catholic.
Our kids played very well. They've got a very good football team. I think in terms of defense, it may be one of the best defenses we've seen. But, you know, I thought our offensive line played very well in that game, and in the second half started to wear them down a little bit, and we were able to run the football fairly effectively. And then defensively, you know, they did some nice things against us in the passing game and had us on our heels at times in the second quarter, but we kind of bent a little bit but never broke. And we were able to play very well in the second half and limit them in terms of what they wanted to do, both running the football and passing the football.
And Jeff Beller's Norfolk Catholic, very good this year. In fact, it's only 2 losses on the season, both to Pierce, who's here today. Let's go down to John on the sideline.
You know, you've got to give some credit to Brody Unger, the kickoff man here for Pierce. He has twice put the ball down close to the goal line. We talk about how the razzle-dazzle play got Pierce back into the game, but credit that last kickoff for putting Neumann in such a deep hole early on. It's not often in Class C and lower that you see guys that can get kickoffs that deep. Let's see where he puts this one.
Excellent point right there. That put him behind the 8 ball.
So Unger again, and he'll kick it deep this time. Goes right at Smith. Smith takes it at the 7. A little crease out to about the 25-yard line, just past the 25. And that's where Neumann will set up shop.
And you can bet that the Pierce defense is going to feed off of what's happened here in about the last 5 minutes. You know, they got that ball back. Their offense capitalized, took the turnover, scored the points off the turnover, and this just energizes the defense. You're out there now as a defender saying, hey, let's do it again. Let's get together and do it again. See if that happens.
If I'm Bishop Neumann, I'm going to find a way to put the ball in the air. And I'm going right now, and I'm going to attack.
And McGill under center, the sophomore. Let's see how he responds, not only on the big stage, but to a big-time pressure situation. He'll give it up the middle, Waddle, not much room.
Now, one thing Neumann realizes, hey, they're still up in the game. They're still 7 points ahead in this game. And they're going to take that lead into the fourth quarter, I presume, unless something really untoward happens here in the last minute and 38, 37, and 36 counting down. And regroup and be ready to go fourth quarter.
If you're Bishop Neumann, your best successes come when you've been aggressive, and they've got to continue with that, even playing with the lead.
Waddle the fullback, Binnell the tailback. Fakes it to Waddle, pulls it out of his belly. He'll keep it himself. Will McGill out past the 30-yard line, but not much more. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 4.
That's just another really good play. This time, Kyle Stucklick, number 12 right here, works off the block, keeps the play inside, and then centers himself for the hit. You know what, guys? Doesn't get much better than that right there. Great job by Stucklick.
So 3rd down now for Bishop Neumann. From their own 31-yard line, Binnell in motion. They'll roll to his left, look downfield, nothing there. Pulls it down, thinks about running, and sacked. Knocked down by Evan Hanlon. Hanlon's 5th sack of the season.
But you can feel that energy. It's that energy I talked about 3 plays ago. This defense would come out with, as we'll see it here. Everything covered up in the secondary. Nowhere for McGill to go. And then he gets hammered from the back end, and you got to figure as a quarterback, you know, when you're out there running around and you see one of those defenders go by you, you better make sure that you know where he is. He just got hammered from the back end there.
I'd suggest getting this kick out of bounds. You do not want to return here. The way the momentum is going.
Kicks it high in the air. It takes a Pierce bounce and ends up in Neumann territory.
I'm sure Coach Terman will take that.
Not good.
We are at the end of 3, and as we head to the fourth quarter, it's a precarious lead held by Neumann, 28-21.
Rising from acres of Midwestern farm fields, a revolution is coming. A new era of energy independence from foreign oil. It's called soy biodiesel. Made with soybean oil, this fuel is a sustainable, renewable resource. America, it's time for an oil change. Soy biodiesel, grown in the Midwest.
The headaches were changing my daily routine.
Migraines caused Karen to see a neurologist who recommended a prescription.
I didn't want the drugs, and that's when she said to start walking. And so I started walking, and I haven't had a headache since. I'm a lot healthier than I was, and I can accomplish a lot more because I feel better. I just let Blue Cross Blue Shield know that I was living proof that walking does work.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
The blues are good for you.
NET Sports coverage of the 2007 NSAA Football Championships are brought to you in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us, together with your local public power utility. By the Nebraska Soybean Board, encouraging the use of renewable biodiesel fuels for a healthier environment. For more information, nebraskasoybeans.org. By Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska, the Blues are good for you. By the Education Quest Foundation, improving access to college through scholarships, grants, and college planning services. And by U.S. Bank. Wherever you go, you'll find us. So we begin the final 12 minutes of the Class C1 State Championship game. Bishop Neumann on top of Pierce, 28-21, but in the last 5 to 7 minutes, it's been all Blue Jays, and they have the ball in Neumann territory, 1st and 10. Give up the middle, step. Gain of about 3 yards to the 43.
You know, Pierce has made a living this year with aggressive defense that gives them the short field, and Coach Bramer was very emphatic about that in our pregame comments. That's what's happened here late in this ball game. Aggressive defense just brought the ball back to their offense in the Neumann territory, and now they're trying to capitalize on once again.
Full backfield for Pierce. Louders under center. They'll give it to Paulson on the counter. Paulson breaks one tackle. Nope, they're going to call him down. Whistle blew. They'll call his forward progress halted just shy of the 40.
I don't understand this this procedure. See it right here. He's going to get hit right here. Still no whistle, and okay, so let's go. But yet forward progress is going to go back. I don't understand that.
For a gain of 2 on the play, that'll bring up 3rd down and 4.
Still manageable here for Pierce.
Oh, yeah.
Dropping back to pack is Colmus. Nice pass out in the flat and enough for a 1st down to Stanacha.
In my opinion, the toughest pass in high school football, to throw that intermediate out route, and real good job of leading his receiver. Bishop Neumann was on it. They just couldn't get there. That's good pitch and catch, and he put it in a place where only his guy could go get it.
You had a 6'4" receiver and a 5'10" corner on the play. And if the ball's thrown correctly and properly, you know what's going to happen on that sort of matchup.
So the 1st down for the Blue Jays. Ball on the 32. Quarterback now Colmus, and Colmus tries to keep it. He's thrown to the ground and thrown violently by Kurt Waddle.
Shocker.
Waddle's 16 sacks on the year.
I'll show you my surprise face that he made that play. This guy is everywhere, and he's violent.
Yeah, and he got off the block so well up there, hardly touched him as far as the blocking scheme goes.
Leads the Cavaliers, as Adrian said earlier, with 131 tackles on the year, 16 sacks, gentlemen. Just has a knack for the ball, says Coach Tim Turman.
Got 7 today, Larry.
Wow. 2nd down, 14.
Oh, God,
he's going to be open.
Over the middle, almost picked. He had a man wide open and decided to throw short. Wow. Wide
dodged
open.
A bullet. You know, which team dodged one? As a guy running scot-free towards the end zone, and in an And guys, that wasn't just a potential pick.
Wow.
That was a pick 6. There's
there's
nothing but green pasture in front of this one.
But watch top of your screen right there, wide open, deep. Just get the ball deep. Who is that back there? I couldn't get it.
Looks like Paulson.
That's Paulson, and how you lose track of him.
My, oh my, oh my.
No one near Paulson. One more time. Colmoose scrambles. Colmoose flips it across the middle. This time they'll pick it. This time they got it, stepped in front of it and pulled it down, and that's the sophomore Dylan McGill with the interception.
This
flag in the backfield.
This one's going to hurt. I think that's another personal foul. He was hit late, and if that's the case, that's costly. That's just like a turnover.
McGill is a darn nice quarterback, and he's a darn nice free safety too.
And good thing I don't know what I'm talking about, because that was holding. That was. We saw the other push called a pass interference. I thought we could have been looking at a similar instance.
So Dylan McGill steps in front of the pass and picks it off. And Neumann gets the ball back at their own 22. We are in the 4th quarter of the C1 championship game. Bishop Neumann on top of Pierce 28-21, but Pierce, a furious comeback here in this second half to give to Waddle out over the 25. So that'll bring up a 2nd down and 7 for Bishop Neumann.
One thing keep in mind right now, Pierce still a full complement of timeouts, whereas Bishop Neumann just down to 1.
2 receivers wide right. Binnell in the backfield on the option. They'll pitch it out to Binnell, but Binnell is shut down out there in a nice play once again by Jake Navarcall. Navarcall has come up big a couple of times. We do have some laundry on the field. We'll check out and see what the flag is. Navarcall with a big play. Below to the face called.
It's a block in the back. Whatever happened to just a good old clip? That doesn't exist anymore, does it? Isn't everything's just a block in the back?
Okay.
They didn't make that announcement that they weren't going to use that terminology anymore. It just kind of disappeared.
A lot of times people will look at that signal too, and there's holding and the block in the back signal are very, very similar. Holding is usually out to the side, and the block in the back is usually out in front, but sometimes the officials have that been confused. As Neumann ready to go, long 3rd here, guys.
They're misaligned.
Yeah,
wow.
Look at this.
Pierce declines, so it is 3rd down and 10. Back to pass McGill, and we have whistles. I don't see a flag.
Timeout, I think, is called by Pierce.
Pierce does call a timeout.
They saw what we've been seeing. It's just the inability to get lined up against that formation right there. Take a look at the calm, cool, and always collected Coach Bramer. His demeanor is something else, isn't it? It's never too high, never too low.
Yep.
Just even keel.
Well, earlier we asked you our trivia question, and it was, in what year was the first NSAA football championship game contested at Memorial Stadium? And also, who won that game? Well, Tony Chapman of Grand Island knew the correct answer, and it was back in 1996. Walbach beat Milligan 54-20. Those games are played no longer because that was a 6-man game, and the NSAA dropped all 6-man games after the 98 season. So Walbach over Milligan, and Walbach won the first ever state championship game contested at Memorial Stadium. Congratulations to Tony Chapman of Grand Island.
Larry, I'll never forget watching that first 6-man game. Everybody's eligible on the field as far as pass receivers goes, and the center was the leading receiver for, I can't remember which team it was, but the center was the leading receiver on the ball club.
3rd down and 10. Pump fake by McGill. He'll go deep. And nice defense, and knocked away at the last minute by Kevin Paulson, running stride for stride with Ben Fisher.
That looked like it was there. Great recovery at the tail end of that, especially with Paulson sitting inside so much. Just a clean release here on the little pump and go.
Oh, watch this.
Little catch-up speed here.
The ball is there. He just He was there stride for stride and able to get that hand in right at the proper moment. If it's not the proper moment, that's complete.
Got to get this out of bounds.
Snap was a little high, but pulled in by Lutkenhaus. It will hit, and this time take a Bishop Neumann roll down inside the 45 and down at the 43-yard line. So with 7 minutes and 56 seconds left in the game, Neumann up by 7, Pierce down and with the ball. Well, NET has been delivering exciting sports action into your living room for many years. Now you can join the Sports Partners Club to ensure that your favorite sports programs continue. To learn how to become a charter member of the Sports Partners Club, log on to netnebraska.org/sports. You can receive a charter member gift certificate, a duffel bag, and a poster of the famous Matt Davison catch. Help us deliver inspiring sports action by supporting the NET Sports Partners Club. Log on to netnebraska.org/sports and become a member today.
Really pleased to be a part of that NET Sports Partners Club. I'd encourage everybody to join us and partake. Great benefits and great time to talk sports with everybody in the club.
We had a great way to continue to bring terrific sporting events
Absolutely.
to everyone across the state, like these high school championships. So first down and 10. Pierce with the ball, down by 7. Back at quarterback for Pierce is Colmoose. Colmoose gives off up the middle and a gain of about 3. So Colmoose back under center for Pierce. They've been switching back and forth throughout the day from Louders to Colmoose. Colmoose there now. Here's a look at Stepp, who had the carry. Colton Stepp, the senior for the Pierce Blue Jays.
Had a big day defensively thus far.
Gain of 4, so we'll call it second down and 6. Stepp in the backfield. Colmoose fakes the give, goes up top, and a completion in to Cavalier territory, down to about the 34-yard line. A nice completion, and the pass hauled in by Stanacek.
Stanacek at 6'4". He's the target you want on this play, and Colmoose hits him right on stride. And there you can just see the matchup right there, the miss matchup I might have, and that's what you want in your passing game. If you can get it, you want that mismatch, and Pierce got it.
Well, Colmoose now back under center. Inside 7 minutes in the game. Down by 7 is Pierce. On the option, he fakes the pitch, keeps it, goes up the middle, has some room, another first down, and down to the 20-yard line. Nice fake pitch and keep by Colmoose.
I'll tell you, they got some things working here. They've got their play action off the jet sweep that we saw a play ago, and then able to get wide, outrunning Bishop Neumann here as Colmoose gets to the edge here with a nice fake and then the tuck and get to what he could get.
Well, they all talked about him being a great athlete. Boy, we just saw part of that right there.
Eric Colmoose,
terrific work.
All-state running back as a sophomore, over 1,200 yards rushing this year. He's in there at quarterback now, gives off to Stepp. Stepp keeps his feet in balance, and another gain of about 3 yards inside the 20. Stepp has been steady all day. Generally, when they give it to him, he's banging out those 3- and 4-yard gains.
And then when he's not doing that, Larry, he's blocking up front with the best of them. And then, as Damon said a moment ago, just playing great defense for the Blue Jays.
Stanacek brings in the play for the Blue Jays. Second down, 8 to go. Now at the 6-minute mark. Colmoose fakes the give. Looks up top. Nobody there. He'll flip it over the middle. And he's got a man. And that's Stanacek. Stanacek inside the 10-yard line. Threw it where only Stanacek could get to it.
Stanacek did a real good job of working his way back to the football because we almost saw another potential interception there. Let him work his way back downhill, threading a needle.
Just missed
right there.
Stanacek came from all the way on the other side of the field. He just, as Damon said, worked his way to the ball, started out, split out way to the left side, came across the field, working back, finally caught the attention of the quarterback, and bingo, he gets the pass.
First and goal from the 8. Colmoose with the pitch outside. That's Edey. Edey down to the 1-yard line.
That toss has been there all day.
Aaron Eddy all the way down inside the 1.
They had to get away from it there for a while, down 3 scores. But this, look, another good kick out block.
Wide open spaces here.
They just haven't really had an answer for that toss.
Second down and 1. Ball at the 1, goal to go.
Bishop Neumann trying to root in, dig deep right now. Pierce trying to seize the moment.
Colmoose with the give, touchdown.
Oh, he's a load.
Step just walks in.
Well, we've got a good old-fashioned barn burner right here as we take a look at the replay.
All back together is stepped. We talked about him earlier. I mean, relatively easy when you've got people like Hamlin and Crone over on that right side. 2 big bruisers.
What a comeback by Pierce here in this second half. Down 28-7, and they have now scored 3 unanswered touchdowns. This to tie it, and it's good. All even at 28. Last year's Class C1 state title game went 2 overtimes. We've got another great one between Neumann and Pierce. Coming up tonight, don't forget, it's the Crete Cardinals taking on the McCook Bison in Class B. Both of these teams come in unbeaten, both 12-0, and boy, we're looking forward to getting a look at John Leverson in that one for the Cardinals. Leverson, a University of Nebraska recruit and just a fantastic athlete from the quarterback spot. It should be a great one tonight.
Absolutely, and then you get Tyrone Sellers for the McCook Bison, Mr. Everything for them. A rare combination of size and power at 6'3", 215 pounds. As explosive a players we'll see in these state finals.
And then you throw in the tradition of each of those programs as well as they played over the years, and it promises to be a classic matchup, Class B final tonight.
Got a pretty good one going on here in Class C1 as well. What a good weekend of high school football action wrapping up the season and crowning state champions here at Memorial Stadium. And we are 4 minutes and 43 seconds away from the end of the game, and nothing's decided yet. 28 all. Kick deep by Unger, taken by Smith inside the 5. Smith brings it back and is met quickly right at the 16-yard line. Nowhere to go for Jake Smith.
Well, that Pierce crowd is fired up. They are loud.
Defense is fired up too, David. I just got to think it's going to be the same situation we saw last time. This defense is going to get after it. They're energized by what's happened here in the last 3 or 4 series, and they'll try to get it done again and get that ball back to their offense in good shape in that short field position.
Bishop Neumann fan, you've got to hope your team stays aggressive.
McGill at quarterback. McGill keeps on the option. Out past the 20, gain of 4 to maybe the 21.
That's a win on first down for Bishop Neumann, where you're in second and medium. Still have your full complement of offensive plays you can call in this particular situation. That's advantage offense.
You mentioned the crowd of Pierce. Boy, it is a large contingent from the town of Pierce making their way down Highway 77 here to Lincoln at Memorial Stadium. A packed west sideline for the Blue Jays. McGill puts it in the belly, pulls it back out, keeps it himself. Hit hard and dropped. Eddie was there, couldn't wrap up and make the tackle, but in comes Paulson to bring him down.
It'll be just a little bit short, it looks like, of the
procedure.
Yeah, we have a
first
flag
out
as well. Yeah.
I think their motion man just turned upfield a little bit too quick when he came from right to left.
Yep,
really a shift.
There it is. So it would have been very near a first down. Will be walked off in the opposite direction. It'll bring up second down and long for the Cavaliers. And referee Ron Smith will walk that one off. Ron Smith and his crew from McCook and Indianola, Cambridge area.
It's the old whammy I just put on Neumann. I said second and manageable. Now we're back here to second and 10. Take a look at where Paulson's sitting here on this wide split.
Going right, McGill goes over the middle, pulled in and caught. Nice grab and a great hit, but pulled in out there by Alex Kofal once again.
Tight end going to come across right there. Number 10 did a good job to get off the line of scrimmage. They here in the second half, they've been doubling down a little bit on those tight ends just to keep them under control. As we talked about Damon earlier in the first half, they were really coming up free.
So third down and 4 for the Cavaliers. Dropping back is McGill, looking downfield. He pulls it down, flips right at the last minute and complete out to Waddle. What a play by McGill on his way down. Flips it out there for a first down.
He made that hard on himself. There was a tight end wide open on about a 6-yard stick route. You'll see him break right here in front of him. It's Kufal again. Couldn't really get it off because he was under duress. And then look at the guys. He's made these plays all day long.
I don't believe that one at all, as a matter of fact. But as we said earlier, darn nice job. And he gets a couple of those right there. Wow.
About the trajectory on that ball.
Yeah. Amazing play. Keep that one in mind.
2.5 minutes to go, even at 28. McGill.
Great kick out blocking.
Not much there for Bennell. Bennell, a gain of about 3.
Great closing speed because at the point of attack, that player was there. Great kick out block. Good knockdown. Oh, just a great job of closing by the outside linebacker. There was a crease to be had.
Yeah, Bobby Sullivan over there, Kurt Waddle over there on that left side, doing the job on the Pierce Blue Jays, creating that lane. Second down now.
Waddle the fullback, Bennell the tailback. And we're going to have the final timeout called by Wahoo Neumann. Tim Turman will take a timeout and talk it over with his quarterback, McGill. All even at 28 here in the Class C1 state championship game. You know, guys, last year, C1 title game goes down to double overtime. And what a comeback by Pierce to put us in that kind of situation this afternoon. Well, this December, the Blue Man Group comes to NET1. This creative group of bald, blue-faced performers take the stage with theatrical acts that incorporate rock music, odd props, audience participation, sophisticated lighting, and large amounts of paper. It's the Blue Man Group, Inside the Tube. It's a family-oriented, humorous, and energetic program you won't want to miss. Plus, see how you can be the first to get tickets to their March 2008 concert in Omaha. The Blue Man Group is coming to NET1 Saturday night, December 8th at 8 Central. You ever seen the Blue Man Group?
No.
I have a time or two. Yeah. Wonderful performance.
I'll go John Mayer on you, but I won't go Blue Man Group.
Second down and 6 for the Cavs. Back to throw McGill. Pump fake, then flips it out there. They're going to call it a lateral. Nope, incomplete now. He was looking for a little help.
Got somebody in trouble over there, Adrian.
Yep.
That was not a lateral.
So incomplete pass.
Whistles have been late quite a bit here today. As we see McGill, good pump fake right there, but now the pressure comes. Got to get rid of it.
Fortunate to have the incomplete pass because Bennell was out there really with nowhere to go had the pass been completed. So third down and 6, a minute 41 to go. Bishop Neumann needs the 43 for a first down. Going to his right is McGill, wide open over the middle. He got it pulled down, first down. Ben Fisher into Pierce territory. What a big play by McGill and Fisher.
The sophomores come through one more time in the ball game. They've been doing it often here this afternoon as McGill is going to wait for everything to clear. Fisher to square in and make that grab.
What position does that Ben Fisher play? He's a tight end, isn't he? They just have a hard time containing these guys with this style of defense. It's good pitch and catch right there.
1:15 and ticking now. McGill back to pass again. Looks downfield, rolls to his right. He'll pull it down. Has the sideline in the room and finally knocked out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. 1 yard shy of a first down, but out of bounds, and that stops the clock.
Boy, a lot of savvy McGill shows one more time as he checks his equipment here. Wants to go upfield with it. Cannot get it done. Good block you saw there by Keith Waddle. And then McGill will pay the price to run the football, but he's okay with that. A yard short, 2nd down and 1, guys.
I guess maybe we shouldn't be that surprised because he's been the quarterback all year long, but just the poise and the way he's playing McGill here in a state championship game.
Yeah, I hope he brought his sunglasses because his future's pretty bright.
2nd down and 1, ball on the 36. He'll give it to the fullback who's met right at the line but spins out of the tackle, and enough for the first down is Waddle.
A sense of urgency. They're going to get an injury timeout here. Did they run time off in high school? Do you know if you have an offensive player injured?
Alex
I don't know.
Brandt is down.
I don't know. One thing I'm looking at right now, though, is what the field goal capability of Bishop Neumann is. Keith Waddle is their kicker, and my numbers indicate he's 0 for 0 on field goals. Pretty good on PAT.
We have no stats on him for field goals.
And I see nobody else as far as field goals go. John, you got a word on that?
Well, yeah, you're right about the field goals, Adrian, but right now the concern is after Waddle carried that ball, he rolled up on the back of the leg of 79 Alex Brandt, who is really in a lot of pain, that left leg. It was hard to tell from my angle. I'm on the Pierce sideline right now, but he was in an awful lot of pain because as the play came to an end, Waddle rolled up underneath of his big tackle, and it's ironic because there has not been a single nick or scratch in this game as far as major injuries in this game, and unfortunately this one's going to come here very late in the going, and it's an important player on that Neumann offensive line.
Adrian, I think you might be onto something when you said zero attempts on the season for their field goal kicker. Anytime you're a linebacker, fullback, and you're a straight toe kicker, chances are you probably don't have a lot of field goal attempts.
Well, it'll be, if he has to give it a try, it's going to be an adventure, you can be sure. Don't like to see this at all. Alex Brandt forms part of that duo on the right side with Bishop Neumann. Alex Brandt and Brandon Chuppick provide a lot of room to run over there for their offense, and looks like his day will be done over there, but well, I hope it's something minor as Neumann breaks it. Here we go, gang. 57 seconds and counting here.
Inside 55, 1st and 10 for the Cavaliers. Back again is McGill. McGill under some pressure. He avoids it, looks downfield, avoids another tackle and gets out of bounds to stop the clock. Nice job by McGill to avoid 2 tackles and get out of bounds.
Receivers have to try to work it free back there. They really do. Your quarterback's in trouble. Your buddy's in trouble. You got to try to work free. And the only thing you want to do here as far as McGill is concerned is don't take the sack and get out of bounds, and he does that.
Oh, slippery when wet. He is. Guy can elude some tacklers. Would-be tacklers, I guess we should say.
So it was a gain of 3 on the scramble by McGill. 2nd down now and 7. 2 wide at the top of your screen. Fisher is out there. We have a flag on the play along with Sangler.
Can't flinch up there, boys. What they used to say, Adrian, hold your water.
Amongst other things, David, you're right.
Well, John Bishop is down to the sideline. He has more on the injury to Brandt.
Well, they're taking a look at Alex Brandt right now. It is the left ankle, or at least it's right above the ankle. He's starting to stand right now and try to put a little weight on it, put absolutely no weight on it coming off the field. But they're looking just above the left ankle, and that's where he got rolled up on that play about 3 plays ago.
Johnny on the spot.
Yep. So 2nd down and 12 after the penalty.
McGill whispered something to the tight end left side here just before they broke out.
McGill rolls right. Avoids another tackle. Looks downfield. Slides down, and they say he got out of bounds.
It's like Houdini, isn't he?
He got out of bounds. 33 seconds left.
An escape artist.
McGill waiting for people to clear out downfield, and I was watching McGill. Unfortunately, I was not watching downfield with respect to the receivers, but again, try to work to an area where he can get you the ball, and evidently not happening.
So now 3rd down, 3rd and 11 for the Neumann Cavaliers. 28-28, 4th quarter. Back to pass again is McGill. McGill now rolls right, looks for Fisher, who broke free momentarily, but he's under pressure, escapes one more time. Now he'll throw back across the field. Had Fisher short, but bounced it in there. 22 seconds left, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
Well, he had him too.
And if he'd have pulled that one off, and I tell you, he's grabbing behind his leg here a little bit. I don't know if that's a hamstring or something, but he's obviously, laboring there a little bit. He's got to be tired.
Yeah, he's been escaping all afternoon.
No, you can't get him a timeout. This is an unfortunate situation right here. You might want to think about taking this one into OT as opposed to
4th down and 12. 2 wide, bottom of the screen. Now in motion goes Waddle to the right. McGill back to pass. Looks down the field over the middle. Dropped. Didn't matter because it was 4th down, either a pick or there. So Pierce will take over at the 36-yard line with 17 seconds left.
But if Colmus can handle his football, let's watch here.
He's got some real estate.
He does. He's got room to go. If he can handle it, he could get that ball up towards midfield, or even better, perhaps. We saw how elusive he has been today, and the tremendous athlete that he is. Perhaps he can get it even further from midfield. But be that as it may, 17 seconds left. A try or two left here.
And Colmus, the quarterback, under center. 2 wide at the top and the bottom. McGill right up the middle. Right up the middle to run out the clock. Goes Aaron Eddy. And we have a timeout called. So Pierce trying to get away with a sneaky one there and see if they can get some yards up the field and put themselves in field goal range. Now 11 seconds left. They will take timeout.
How many did they have in their pocket?
One left? It's one more.
They got one left.
Yep. It was their second.
So they can still use the middle of the field here if opportunity presents itself. Don't necessarily have to work to the sidelines.
Well, if you'd like a DVD of this game or any of the NSAA football or volleyball championship games, log on to netnebraska.org and click on Shop NET. Or you can call 1-800-868-1868 to order your DVD copy. It's a memory that will last for years to come. NET is Nebraska's home for sports. This would certainly be a good game to get a DVD of.
In the unlikely event that Pierce is able to get it far enough upfield, and Brody Younger, as you saw a moment ago, number 18 is their field goal kicker. 3 for 4 on the year, his long being a 40-yard kick. So if they can get it upfield, get it within his range.
You need to get it to about the 25, 24, 23, somewhere in there to get it within his range. So 2nd down. Back to pass. Colmus can't find anything. He'll pull it down and run. Stays in bounds. And we have another timeout right at midfield.
Like to see him just head for the sidelines right there.
So 1 second left on the clock. That means one last opportunity to throw it to the end zone.
Some tired football players right now. A lot of scrambling, running around. A lot of hitting going on down there.
Take a quick look here, guys, at what we have as far as total offense for Pierce today. 306 yards. For Neumann, 311. 241 yards passing today for Bishop Neumann. a team that on the season averaged 92 yards a game passing.
And McGill certainly has looked good doing it.
Testament to taking what the defense will give you.
That's right.
Ability to adjust.
So 1 second on the clock, 28 all. And we are one play away from overtime. If we get there to overtime, we'll head down and John Bishop will tell us what we have in store in the overtime period. Aaron Eddy, the lone back in the back. Tossed up. Caught, but tackled is Paulson. And Paulson could have split those two. Look out, but nice catch by Paulson on the last play of the game. We are now headed for overtime. Bishop, Neumann, and Pierce all even at 28 after 48 minutes of play, and they're still going to keep playing. Let's go down to John Bishop to walk through what will happen in this overtime period.
Well, Larry and guys, it's similar to college with one major difference. Instead of starting on the 25-yard line, each team will start from the 10-yard line, alternating possessions. And of course, if a team has more points at the end of one series of possessions, game is over. Now, as we saw in last year's game, it was a missed PAT by Valentine that opened the door for Auburn to win it in the second overtime. And we talked about the kickers earlier. Each kicker this year, Waddle is now 31 of 42 on extra points, while Brody Unger, who, as we mentioned, is the only one of the two kickers in this game who has a field goal attempt this year, is 59 of 72. And we mentioned field goals because, of course, those would count as well. So we'll see how that works out. Meantime, Alex Brandt, maybe some good news for the big offensive tackle for Bishop Neumann. They are retaping the ankle after they sprayed some of that freeze spray on that left ankle. They are retaping him. He's getting his shoes back and relaced. He may be able to come back into this football game. That would be a big break for someone of his size to come in and maybe help Neumann, because once you get, and Damon, you can talk about this, once you get down into that 10-yard line zone, it's going to be a real emphasis on the line of scrimmage between these two teams as to who is going to win out in these overtime periods.
John, quick question for you.
Go ahead.
In college, if you go to overtime number 3, then you have to go for 2 points. Do you know if that's the rule in the high school or not?
I believe it is. I'll double check on that, and we'll get back that to you.
Well, the all-important coin flip coming up, because in the overtime period, you want to be on defense. It's good to know what your opponent does, because you can certainly base your decisions off of what your opponent does. So you want to win the flip and take defense. That's certainly the strategy for both of these teams.
Tough to say from our vantage point, but if I'm going to guess, I think between the two teams, the psychological advantage right now belongs to Pierce. Not only because you've shown the ability to come back and been extremely resilient, but you've had more success running the football with a very limited amount of room to operate. You think, you know, Pierce has got to have an advantage there.
Guys, just handed this note by the staff. This is the third overtime in the C1 final. Third overtime in C1 final history. The prior 2 overtimes went 2 overtimes to determine a winner.
Let's go back down to John. I think he has an answer for you, Adrian.
Yeah, just double checked with the officials. It's straight up. There's no requirement to go for 2 at any point. In college, as you mentioned, Adrian, you have to go for 2 after the second overtime once you get into the third overtime and beyond. But here in high school, and of course with the lack of experience of kickers at that level, chances are games don't usually go that deep. But earlier this year in the Class B playoffs, we had Beatrice and Omaha Gross go deep into the night with a wild overtime game. So you never know how long these things can go.
It was a 72-68. Was that the final in that game? It was unreal.
Yeah, right around there. Hoop score.
63-62.
Yeah, I knew it was big. Yeah. A lot of points scored in that one. Well, to your point, Damon, you're right. Pierce has outrushed Neumann here in this game, 186-70. So they've done a better job, Pierce has, of establishing that ground game.
Well, what I like about Pierce's chances are the defense. Their defense has really answered the bell here in the second half and have given their offense a good spot.
Let's listen in down in the field to the officials for the flip.
Pierce has won the toss again, and you guys would like to play defense.
Which end would you guys like to go to then? That one? So let's move around that way.
So as you saw, guys, Pierce has won the toss, and as tradition holds, usually they like to play the defense first, so Pierce will play defense first. They will attack the south goal, and that's how we'll start the overtime.
All right, thank you, John.
Cavaliers.
So as we predicted, Pierce winning the toss and taking the defensive side of the ball. That way they know what they need to do based on what happens when Bishop Neumann has the ball. They will be heading into this south end zone, which is to our right, and as you look at the screen, to your right as well.
And since Pierce has an advantage, let's put it that way, with respect to field goals, it makes that choice even more significant.
So they'll spot the ball at the 10-yard line, and Bishop Neumann will have the first opportunity. 4 downs to put as many points on the board as they can, or at least a touchdown. And they'll flip sides, and Pierce will do the same, and whomever has the most points after one overtime will win. So out comes the Cavaliers. Dylan McGill, the quarterback. Keith Waddle at fullback. Tyler Binnell, the halfback. McGill gives to Binnell. Binnell up the middle. Hit and met hard in that very stiff Pierce defense.
Trying to go over that right side. Bobby Sullivan is in the game at right guard now, number 57. Trying to get it over that right side. Brandon Chupik, a good block there, but man, he is met with a force. Down two.
Olchenbrun's there as well, number 69.
Colton step again. Wow. Ability to scrape and play over the top and fill. Excellent by number 47.
Step. Second down now. Goal to go. McGill on the option. Works left. He'll keep it. Tucks it up. Nothing there. Olchenbrun's, I believe, again. Boy, Coach talked about he goes side to side so well and covers so much ground. Olchenbrun's.
This Pierce defense showing what we thought they would show here in overtime. Ever since about midway through the third quarter, this defense has really come alive here in this ball game, and they're continuing it here into OT.
Third down and goal from the 7-yard line. McGill fakes the give, rolls right, looks into the end zone, finds nobody. Now he fires back at the end zone, picked off. No, incomplete. Incomplete.
That potential interception is huge because now at least Neumann can set up and attempt the field goal.
Stanacek was there. It looked like he might have hauled it in. It must have fallen to the turf. Incomplete. So the Cavaliers now.
It's like they're going to go for it, guys. No, they're set up for the field goal. Forgot with their fullback already out there, you don't have to run a kicker in.
The kicker is Keith Waddle, as we talked about earlier. And one of the rare commodities in football these days, a straight-up kicker.
23-yard attempt by Waddle. Bobbled snap on the ground. Pierce got it.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Snap a little bit up there.
All the Blue Jays need to do is put points on the board.
Snap up about helmet level, pad level, right in that vicinity.
Snap mishandled. Up high. And now Pierce takes over at the 10.
Well, as we said earlier, Brody Unger is their field goal kicker. Of course, they're going to give it their best shot here.
Yeah, leave no doubt.
Trying to get it in.
They'll be awful conservative, wouldn't you think?
Exactly, and you also want to make sure you keep that ball right there where it is in the middle of the field, or wherever his tendency is to kick from, where he's best.
You got to think that Pierce has got to go to that perimeter toss game.
So first down and 10.
Jet sweep.
Give back inside. Eddie shut down.
There.
Aaron
Nice
Eddie.
little variation off that jet sweep.
Well, just trying to make that defense look crosswise is what they're trying to do with that motion. But they stayed right at home. Well done as far as the tackle goes. No gain.
Chupik, Chupik and Waddle both in there on the stop. So second down for Pierce. Second and goal to go. We're in the first overtime between Bishop Neumann and Pierce, tied at 28. The toss to Eddie. Eddie has room. Pounds his way down. Dives in for the touchdown.
What took so long?
Pierce wins the state championship.
That toss has been automatic all day long.
And it works because of people like Ryan Gaunt and Evan Hanlon and Lee Crone. And that's the celebration going on right there as those people cleared the way and created a state title for the Pierce Blue Jays.
Just what great effort by Aaron Eddy as well, who had two defenders at about the 3-yard line, and it was sheer will and stretching out the ball that got him there and got the Blue Jays the championship.
What a hard-fought game for both of these ball clubs. I know Bishop Neumann is totally disappointed, but they have nothing to be ashamed of. They fought and they battled just like their opponent did today. Came up a little short.
When we come back, we'll have the medal and trophy presentations. One last look. The championship winning touchdown. Pierce, state champs.
Programming provided by Nebraska Public Power District.
Energy efficiency is important to us all. At Nebraska Public Power District, we're committed to helping everyone use less energy through new technologies like this compact fluorescent light bulb. Because when you reduce your energy costs, we all win. This message brought to you by the Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us, together with your local public power utility.
Programming on NET television is provided in part by Education Quest Foundation. For over 20 years, Education Quest has provided free college planning resources to help students search colleges, search for scholarships, complete financial aid applications, and learn more about student loans. Education Quest is located in Kearney, Lincoln, and Omaha. Appointments available at 800-666-3721.
Programming on NET television is made possible in part by U.S. Bank. Across Nebraska, the nation, and everywhere in between, U.S. Bank provides financial, trust, and investment services to individuals, large corporations, and small businesses. Wherever you go, whether it's in person, on the phone, or on the World Wide Web, you'll find U.S. Bank. You'll find more than 50,000 U.S. bankers, home of the 5-star service guarantee.
They were vaudeville headliners, radio superstars, and television legends. They are the pioneers of primetime.
Sunday night at 8 Central Time on NET1.
NET Sports coverage of the 2007 NSAA Football Championships are brought to you in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us, together with your local public power utility. By the Nebraska Soybean Board, encouraging the use of renewable biodiesel fuels for a healthier environment. For information, nebraskasoybeans.org. By Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska, the Blues are good for you. By the Education Quest Foundation, improving access to college through scholarships, grants, and college planning services. And by U.S. Bank. Wherever you go, you'll find us. And back in Memorial Stadium, the Class C1 State Championship is in the books, and it took overtime, but Pierce knocks off Bishop Neumann 34-28 to win the state championship. Time now for medal presentation, and for that we go to Dr. Reiniger.
The Nebraska School Activities Association is honored to have medals and trophies for both of these outstanding teams. The award presentations will be made by NSAA Board of Control members Jay Beller from Battle Creek, Ken Hawley from Mitchell, and U.S. Bank representative Jeff McCowan. Here are the awards for Class C1 runner-up, Bishop Neumann High School. Will head coach Tim Turman and your assistants please come to the sideline stage to present the silver medals to the members of your team. Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 1, Kenny Onutka. Number 5, Tobin Spangler. Number 7, Kyle Bartek. Number 8, Zach Treaty. Number 10, Alex Kupal. Number 11, Ben Fisher. Number 14, Brett Pospisil. Number 15, Josh Hartman. Number 17, Marshall Pyre. Number 18, Dylan McGill. Number 19, Connor Fouillon. Number 20, Nathan Bruce. Number 21, Dylan Prohaska. Number 22, Jacob Smith. Number 23, Caleb Kufal. Number 25, Ryan Schwartz. Number 26, Tyler Kufal. Number 27, Eddie Molly. Number 30, Ryan Lukenhaus. Number 33, Tyler Bennell. Number 35, Pete Kenny. Number 37, Alex Johnson. Number 39, Aiden DeLay. Number 41, Andre Mitty. Number 44, Jake Bruner. Number 45, Keith Waddle. Number 47, Chris Pyre. Number 49, Jesse Klopek. Number 50, Andy Daly. Number 51, Jesse Slodky. Number 52, Joe Rezach. Number 53, Kyle Wenninghog. Number 53, Ben Potter. Number 54, James Potter. Number 54, Ian Keeler. Number 55, John Wonka. Number 56, Nathan Woida. Number 56, Joe Matulka. Number 57, Bobby Sullivan. Number 58, Kurt Waddle. Number 58, Sam Sedlacek. Number 59, Josh Martin. Number 60, Ryan Simons. Number 61, Chris Taverdi. Number 62, Ryan Mall. Number 63, Jonathan Boats. Number 64, Rusty Braun. Number 65, Dan Lorenz. Number 66, Pete Bruning. Number 67, Alex Lashaw. Number 68, Ryan Seidel. Number 69, Louis Prohaska. Number 70, Trevor Molly. Number 71, Matt Caranda. Number 72, Nick Bartek. Number 73, Adam Benish. Number 74, Doug Bohati. Number 75, Brandon Chumpik. Number 76, Jeremiah Stager. Number 77, Justin Swartz. Number 78, Josh Petrozoka. Number 79, Alex Brandt. Number 79, Ryan Mika. Number 80, Nathan Kamal. Number 81, Tyler Ashmara. Number 83, John Berg. Number 84, Ethan Wagner. Number 85, Eric Spichka. Number 86, Nolan Sullivan. Number 87, Nick Chopek. Number 88, Toby Martin. Number 89, Eric Caranda. And now, here's the 2007 Class C1 runner-up trophy. Congratulations, Bishop Neumann High School.
And congratulations indeed to Bishop Neumann, finishing runner-up in the state in 2007. I know that sting of defeat stings a little more when you come so close to victory. And I know halfway or late in that half, they had to feel pretty good about where they were, up 28-7. It stings a little harder when something you thought you had there ends up disappearing.
Indeed, Larry. They had a good lead and saw that disappear, but really a testament to the Pierce Blue Jays and the way they really came back, played great defense, gave their offense the short field a couple of times and able to capitalize on it. And I still maintain that tough row they had to get here against number 1 Hastings St. Cecilia, number 5 Adams Central, number 7, and then Norfolk Catholic number 5 really helped them. And
the positive for Neumann, a lot of juniors on this squad, so don't expect them to be going anywhere anytime soon. They'll be back here again. Well, now time to celebrate the championship of the Pierce Blue Jays. For that, we go back to our public address announcer, Doc Weidiger.
And now to the champions from Pierce High School. First, head coach Mark Bramer, we have a special award for you. Now, Coach, would you and your assistants hand out the gold medals to the members of your championship team? Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 1, Connor Schultz. Number 3, Brock Schroeder. Number 4, Reese Eberhardt. Number 5, Eric Colmoose. Number 6, Nick Ushery. Number 7, Brock Stanacek. Number 8, Jacob Navarcall. Number 9, Tanner Brown. Number 10, Mac Bauman. Number 11, Ben Lindsay. Number 12, Kyle Stucklick. Number 13, Taylor Rowley. Number 14, Sean Kaler. Number 15, Andrew Wolf. Number 16, Cody Hilkeman. Number 17, Blake Stanacek. Number 18, Brody Unger. Number 19, Chase Ronsby. Number 20, Kinley Solacek. Number 21, Kyle Eddy. Number 22, Tony Lauder. Number 24, Willie Rogge. Number 25, Nate Hofer. Number 26, Brady Brettschneider. Number 27, Ryan Weissy. Number 28, Aaron Eddy. Number 29, Jared Sedlache. Number 30, R.J. Johnson. Number 31, Dylan White. Number 32, Kevin Paulson. Number 33, Garrett Schnorr. Number 36, Sam Keshke. Number 42, Nate Belts. Number 47. Number 48, Dylan Hart. Number 50, Mark Allen. Number 51, Stephen Johnson. Number 52, Mason Sutherland. Number 53, Ryan John. Number 54, Jacob Taylor. Number 55, Ashton Bremer. Number 56, Cody Matson. Number 57, Isaiah Fisher. Number 58, Jacob Siedschlag. Number 59, Brandon Kilcoyne. Number 61, Sean Dvorak. Number 62, Joe Ferringer. Number 63, Jordan Bruss. Number 64, Lucas Matson. Number 65, Kellen Ronsby. Number 66, Ramsey Meyer. Number 68, Austin Rorick. Number 69, Carlos Olchenbrun. Number 70, Lee Crow. Number 71, Shane Asmus. Number 72, Evan Hanlon. Number 74, Tyler Arnold. Number 75, Josh Weber. Number 76, Josh Chavez. Number 77, Casey Mylander. Number 78, Tanner Dickey. Number 79, Darren Lukey. Number 81, Nevada Clausen. Number 86, Michael Hoffman. Number 88, Corey Wuslager. Number 89, Fedor Schnupp. And now for these outstanding athletes and their school, here is the 2007 Class C1 State Football Championship Trophy. Congratulations, Pierce High School.
And congratulations to the Pierce Blue Jays. What a comeback. Down 28-7 in the second half, and they storm back to tie it at 28, send it into overtime, and win it in that first overtime period, 34-28. Certainly congratulations to the Pierce Blue Jays.
Indeed, Larry. Hasn't happened since 1978. Their first title since that period of time in the playoffs 21 times. Finally get one here. Congratulations.
They're one of those regulars, Abe. You know, they've been in the playoffs 11 straight times. They've certainly made trips to the state playoffs a regular. It was just that next step they were waiting to take, and they do it today with an overtime victory over a very tough Bishop Neumann squad. Indeed you are, number one. Congratulations to the Pierce High School Blue Jays.
Tell you what, it's a lot more people than I thought were in Pierce.
Yeah, that's right. They packed them in here. It looked like everybody came down 77 today.
Or maybe they're just loud, one of the two. They made a lot of noise out there today.
Quite a few Pierce fans here.
Wonder if Matt Harrion was in the crowd today. We neglected to mention Matt.
Graduated in 2001.
Great player for Pierce, great player for Nebraska.
Absolutely.
Got some playing time, I believe, with, was it Tampa or Miami in the NFL? He and Zach Taylor went down together, I know.
Let's go down to the sideline with John Bishop. John.
To the kid who made the game-winning touchdown. Aaron Eddy, you're going to be remembered forever as the guy who scored the game winner. What's it feel like?
Oh, man, it feels great. It feels great. There's no other words to say. It just feels great.
So tell me about the play. What did it look like once you got the ball?
I can't remember anything except for going across the goal line.
You mean you won't be able to embellish in later years?
I can watch it on TV later.
All right. Congratulations. Colton Stant, coming on in here. Colton, you had a great game defensively all over the field today, but talk about the first half, how frustrating as it was to try to stop them, especially in the passing game.
Oh, they just made some plays on us. We knew that we could play with them, and they just, caught us off guard a couple times and kind of got us on our heels. But we came out at half, and really stepped it up. I'm proud of the guys. We just rallied as a team.
Talk about the overtime, too, getting them to get the stop, and then, of course, the missed field goal attempt, which gave you a chance to win.
Oh, that was awesome. We just did what we were supposed to do. Everybody did their fundamentals, and on that botched extra point or field goal, that was just awesome. I don't even know. It was just cool.
Well, congratulations, guys. Coach, come on in. Down 21 at one point, and it looked pretty bleak, but then you call the halfback pass, and that kind of helped turn things around.
Yeah, I got the momentum at least shifted a little bit onto our side, and obviously Brody Unger did a great job after that touchdown kicking it deep. He did a tremendous job kicking all day with kickoffs and extra points. And then we got a big break and got the fumble recovery inside the 10-yard line, and then played well. We played well on the goal line offense. We put all of our opportunities in when we were inside the 5, and there's been a lot of teams that haven't been able to do that against them because they do have very stout defense. So, at that point, once we scored there and made it 28-21, the momentum had really swung pretty hard to our side, and we were able to obviously tie it up before the end of the game and take it into overtime, and our defense then came up big in overtime, held them on downs, and we got lucky that they had a little bit of a high snap, on their field goal try, and our kids made a play to be able to get the kid down, and then, first down play, I really thought it would score because we had kind of been saving that play. We'd been setting it up with running the jet, and then we were kind of coming with the counter off of it, but that got swallowed up, so we just went basic and ran the toss. I didn't know if that would go. Their monster had been filling the alley really hard. He did that, and Colton did a great job kicking him out. Aaron read the alley and got up inside and just put his head down and got in the end zone. So we're extremely pleased, obviously.
You talked about the caravan coming down here from Pierce to make it to the state final. What's that caravan going to be like going home, and who's going to hold that trophy?
Well, I don't know. I was telling somebody just the other day I might sleep with it, but I don't think I'm going to be able to wrestle away from these guys. I used to be as strong as them, but now they're a lot stronger. So I tell you what, it's great for our community. Our community is very hungry for it. Pierce is tremendous in terms of their support for athletics. Way back when, it was always just a football town. You know, we're very good in all the things that we do. We've got good sports throughout. We've got good fine arts. We're very proud of all of our people that are involved in our extracurricular activities, and we're very fortunate we've got a community that supports for everything.
Congratulations, Coach, and have a safe trip back home with that title.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your coverage.
Mark Bramer in his 12th season, 99 career wins coming into this game, so what a great way to pick up his 100th career victory with a state championship for Pierce. 99-20. You know, he went away from coaching for a year to become the principal, and then he talked his superintendent into letting him be the principal and the head coach. Not a bad decision.
Well, you know, it never gets out of your blood, does it?
That's right.
It stays there no matter if you're young, middle-aged, or old. It still stays there. And boy, it's a great win for the Pierce Blue Jays and Mark Bramer and all of his coaches and staff. Greg Warnicki, Al Lindsay, Darren Sindelar, Kyle Simmons, Josh Sirik, Ron Sorenskin, and Chris Allen, the staff for the Pierce Blue Jays. Good job, guys. Wonderful year. Enjoy it.
Outstanding. Just his demeanor.
Yeah.
And this team definitely exudes his persona.
Well, we hope you enjoyed our statewide coverage of the NSAA High School Football Championships. We'd certainly love to hear from you. Send us your comments at sports@netnebraska.org, or you can write us at the address you see there, NET Sports, 1800 North 33rd Street, Lincoln, Nebraska, 68503. Please give us a call. Let us know what you think about our high school football coverage throughout this weekend. We still, of course, have one more to go, but here this afternoon in the Class C1 Championship, Pierce is crowned state champs. So once again, our final score, Pierce wins it in overtime, 34-28. Be with us tonight at 7 o'clock for the Class B state championship as the McCook Bison take on the Creek Cardinals. And now for Adrian Fiala, Damon Binning, John Bishop, and the entire NET Sports production crew, I'm Larry Putney.